ha 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 blast.
You're gonna do it too.
Oh, sorry. I'm a satyr, not blast.
It's not the same. Oh, Facebook is killing me right
Though
now.
I am kind of upset that Hero Forge specifically put satyrs in after I made Tarquin.
Of course. Hey, what do you know? My static string key is on. Is that the proper one? Persistent. Yeah. Unless you want zombies.
I don't know if you
I
guys
was gonna
need this,
add
but
like one of
refrigerated
each
things
just so
are
I can
cold,
have it
but-
in my
Yeah.
characters, and then I'll just minus or have their HP.
Brad?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Please freaking work. I don't know why Facebook does not want to remember any of the stuff. Come on.
Did you give him some facial hair there?
I did give him. Well, I was just saying that like Hero Forge specifically put in satyrs after I made Tarquin,
Of course.
right? So like I really like, cause like the legs. I mean, it works and stuff, but I really like how the legs like look good. They have like more detail and stuff. These are just kind of like
Right.
So there's a possibility I'm ordering a second Tarquin.
Another Tarquin. Second Tarquin.
Yes, we've had first Tarquin. What about second Tarquin?
Now it says
Campfire.
This says that it needs a thing. For
And
whatever.
then I'll
I
go
gave
in
him-
and I'll fuck with Cicatrix a bit.
I gave
Give him like a pose or something instead of him with his potions.
Gave him the flame blade, you know.
You don't want everything.
Because I was like, this
Oh,
is
there
like
you go.
the spell that I'm using. I was like, I actually like this a lot more, regardless. But then I paid for the Hero Forge Pro or whatever. So technically, I can go in here
like everything's
and like
actually-
very much like change up his
Adjust like the angle of things.
right. Yeah, let's see.
Cool. Looks like we're good. There.
Maybe. No, it's not giving me the option to like touch him.
Yeah, I think you have to do it in the line. Oh, there he goes.
Wow!
It's out like my figurine, but he's halfway through things. Right.
Anyway. But yeah, since we're, taking some downtime and doing stuff, Tarquin's grown out some facial hair.
Nope. Unacceptable. Do anything but grow facial hair. There's against the rules. Alrighty. Let's make sure we have audio. Go with it,
Every week.
That one was fun.
It's so
Get all hyped up.
Every week.
Yeah, there's been a couple times we've listened to it on the way over.
I just have it. It's playing, and I pick up Anthony.
It's like, are we listening to the Cicatrix song?
Yes, yes, we are.
Fuck you.
Yes, we are.
Get hyped.
If you don't like it, you walk, right?
That's what we're gonna go doing.
Talk what you
Making sure we have audio before I talk to people.
We do have audio.
We have audio. We have live chat. So, thank you guys for joining us. Those of you who are joining us, if there are people joining us. Live chat is up on rumble.com, /DND on WIM. Should be pinned in most of our stuff, so you can follow us there if you want to chat with us live. If not, I will get back to you guys, but I don't see every chat. I'd love to be able to, but we're running a game, and I can't have 12 devices up for every chat option that we have. So, if you want to talk with us, join us live on Rumble. We like Rumble because Rumble likes us. That being said, a little bit of a recap. I know some people weren't able to be here last week. we did defeat the necromancer. Upon defeating the necromancer, we got some fun little potions that we managed to salvage. You guys rolled really well and managed to get 6 potions. I was going to give you either a D4, or it was like a D4 minus 1, or D4, or a D6 minus 2, or a D6. And you guys rolled really high, so you got the D6, and then we rolled 6s on it, so you guys got maximum potions. But you have 2 potions. One of them effectively functions as hold person, and the other one effectively functions as cause fear, but they are both Constitution saving throws. When afflicted, the person is affected, and they'll be affected until they make their con save out of it. So kind of a nice little option. You've got a couple of those to keep on hand.
Well, this would be really good to use on someone who, say like a cleric, who normally rocks those kind of saves, but not Constitution ones.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I can make wisdom saves all day. Yeah.
Like,
What about
this?
Yes.
that being being said, the reason it works on Constitution is because they are effectively like a type of poison. So creatures who are immune to the poisoned condition or poison will not be affected by them.
Makes sense.
But nonetheless, they are there. You guys got a couple things. You guys headed back to town, and made it back to town. You guys marked off how many tusks you sold.
Yeah, so it's 39 tusks. So that's what, 39 gold?
39 gold, yes.
And then I have a lot of equipment, if we can sell that really quickly.
Yeah, we can start going over some of that once we get back into town.
And I can get everybody their gold.
Let me do that real quick in just a second. Let me just make sure I have all of my stuff pulled up. I guess all I really need right now is a blotch, just to make sure we're set.
Did we exchange blotch for the Ewers again?
Yes. My whole block.
As of right now, I mean, you guys can do what you want, but you're back in town, so.
Right. Carry all the stuff. Not that the pack is any heavier than the normal pack.
59. Watch has 59 hit points.
Damn, he's got more hit points than me. Holy shit.
I've only not rolled max once
No.
on him.
Well, and I rolled like 6, I think.
He also
for
has a
my
19
last
con.
HP. Yeah, he's got more con than I do too. That's the next thing that we'll be going at.
Yeah. Same. That's kind of what he's looking at. The only reason he has a 19 is because I think that was his last feat. No, his last feat was skill. That's right, because I wanted him to start making more than just the potions. Anyways. Yeah, so you want to sell some shit.
Yeah.
What are you trying to sell?
I'm gonna bring our good talkative bard with us and maybe get a better deal. Maybe.
Because you guys haven't done that once
We
yet.
haven't done that once.
I'm always like, I'll give you this, and they're like, sounds great. I'm
Cool.
like, deal.
Because that's Cicatrix.
Alright.
Cicatrix is like perfect. We have 17 hide armors.
Oh, give me 1 second too. Let me do this real quick. So he comes to you and tells you, or you guys are in town. You're getting everything all set up. Are you in a hurry to sell all this off right day one and get it going? Well, the reason I mention that is because
We could outfit some of our recruits, maybe.
or you are setting up a storehouse in which you can buyers pay you 10% more than the standard price.
Oh.
So if you guys want, you can shuffle whatever you're making into his storehouse and sell it at a
At an
premium.
increase. Let's do that. Let's fucking do that. Why not? Right?
Yeah, 10% extra.
Sounds. It'll delay coin in hand just a little bit, but I still think that'll be better in the long run. It's fine. Put it in the storehouse.
You also have a, maybe we're going to do a workshop or
I
something.
have a workshop and a
Storehouse.
Working on a tavern as well.
He's got a makeshift tavern in place.
You have like a kitchen and then like some sitting space.
And a little bar.
He has a big parlor, and that's kind of turned into a bar.
Do you have a license for that?
We'll handle
It's
that.
right here.
That in mind,
This is my license.
Got a license?
I 100% trust your math. If you just want to factor out what everything with the 10%, or because you have it all written down, and, you have it all tracked there, you can just look at the price, figure it out with a 10% increase.
Okay.
So add it all up, add 10% to it. It will take about 2 to 3 weeks to turn all that, but then you guys can have that.
But we're taking.
You guys
our
are going
time
to take
be
some
down for
theoretically. I mean, you guys, if you are in a rush, you can get out and get going, but you can take some time down. You guys can make some money. You can make some magic items. You can
Train a
sell
little
some
bit.
magic items. You can train on some stuff. You can start establishing kind of a base of operations. So as you're kind of going through, yeah, I was actually kind of, I was gonna say if you didn't want to, that would have been funny because my second I was like, we can wait and sell it, but if you're gonna be like, no, let's get the money right now, it'd have been funny because I was like, I know your dice, and you would have rolled low and not made much money and be like, he's selling for that much. I'm fucking gonna start doing this. I'm gonna start doing this and it's taking money from people. But no, yeah, if you guys want to wait out, you can do that easily. That in mind as well, again, discuss what you guys want to do, what kind of bastion things you guys want to. I don't know if everybody's looked at that yet, but you can work them in conjunction. Like if somebody made like a scriptorium or like a garden, you could be making potions and then selling those potions.
I was
Out
gonna
of the
work
storehouse.
on making a library and a garden, and then like have the garden. Get more herbs and stuff so that we can continue to make potions of healing, but also like try to work it through like your thing so we can trade like herbs and stuff.
Well, and it says the different options of what
Yeah,
basically you
yeah,
can do.
we could do like food or whatever, and we could sell the food type thing.
The best one, I mean, depending
Food,
on
herbs,
your
poison.
feelings, antitoxins are probably your best bet. If you make antitoxins, you can get 100 golds per craft order.
Yeah, I mean we could do that too. Just have a garden where we're making a bunch of antitoxins.
Or
Hey,
poisons, just depending on
Do
what
you
you
know
want.
what else we need? Holy water.
It's probably a good idea.
And then maybe there won't be a flame skull just chilling in a cave for all eternity.
We can.
He's still there.
That problem
It's
never
still
happens.
there.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Think about places you guys have been as well when you're trying to decide. Like you're going to build up to the south where your people are, and it's like kind of right in here.
Yep.
So you're building here. You're building here. You guys are actually kind of about. So you guys,
Almost like
it's
a
kind of
straight
funny.
up north.
It's like a straight line between the two of you. But think about different places you've been or different things you've seen. You can factor that in. You guys can build together. If you build together, it's kind of a nice thing because that means
Where's Magus's thing? in that
Magus
line?
is right below Jourenhail. His is basically as tied to Jourenhail as he can be.
Right.
His,
I definitely want in between because
Mhm.
it's been a while since they've had. Yeah.
And it makes sense with what you're doing as well. You're going to offer, eventually you're going to have like tavern sort of build up, offering respite and things like that. So it makes sense to do that. You'll also notice that with some of the bastion stuff, the basic facilities like bedrooms and stuff like that just cost money to build or expand. One thing about this is like if you build certain things, you're going to make money off of them as well. So like for yours, the more bedrooms you have, yes, it's going to cost you money up front to expand the bedroom. And a vast bedroom doesn't just mean like one huge bedroom, but it can be a bunch of small bedrooms, but the more of those you have, the more money theoretically you can be making. You'll notice too that there is a slight demand, a very strange slight demand for housing outside of Jourenhail. Like people were like, yeah, I'd rather stay here and then get through Jourenhail as fast as I possibly fucking can. And you'll notice it's people who don't seem to care. You're like, oh yeah, I know it's going to be a little bit of coin, and they're like, I don't fucking care here. Like, and they just drop. They're like, do you have change for a platinum? Or drop a platinum, and they keep the change. It's fine.
Well, that route you just ran complete breakfast too.
But yeah, so we can get all that sorted out. Just those are different things to consider as we go through. But you return back to town. Magus is like, yeah, like I trust you. Just my fair share. Just send it back to my warren.
Easy enough.
And I'll kind of stay there. And then it's in here. I think I'm trying to remember what he named it because I don't have it. It's in my notes.
The Verdant.
Is it the Verdant Warren?
Yeah. The Verdant Warren.
Sounds about right. Of course, I have to go through it. Yeah, the Verdant Warren. So yeah, if you're gonna send my cut back to the Verdant Warren, I will be there training up people and getting it set. When you guys kind of arrive, you'll notice that he goes down and he does have like a dozen Harrigan there. We're like training and sparring and stuff like that out in the open. It's got a good little group going, and they've got a full garden set up and running as well.
He was busy.
Yeah.
12 rabbits like that.
That's how rabbits work.
Imagine how tomorrow is going to
Oh my
work.
God.
He's capped on 12 rabbits because he's doing
For now.
garden and berries for now. Yeah, he may.
I think it's a brothel.
I keep looking at the wrong books. That's fine.
What kind of garden is he doing specifically? Is he specifically doing a certain?
He hasn't said exactly. He wanted to do a garden. He's not doing a garden for what he can get from it. He's doing a garden because his people are farmers
Right.
and monks.
That makes sense.
So they farm and fight. And so
So he's probably food or something.
yeah, probably something along the lines of that, but they're probably doing more of like the rations, and then they'll keep a certain amount, but then they'll be selling off and making the 50 gold per run. Again, we run a 10-day week, so when you look in your bastion things, certain things say like over the course of 7 days. You can give this order, and for 7 days it'll do that. We're going to be issuing orders. I'm going to round it down to 5 days instead of rounding up to 10. Again, I don't want to take something from you just because we're running a 10-day week. But I will say that buffs, certain things will be like, oh, if you take a long rest for the next 7 days, you have this buff. I'm just going to give you the buff for the full week. So you'll get the buff for the 10-day.
Oh, like for the arcane study, you can cast Identify for like a week if you sleep.
Yeah. So you get the little identify token. Yeah. But we are back in Jourenhail. They did give you the periaptive wound closure. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, did not see that.
Yep.
Because it's the one that
Looks all necromantic as shit.
it's a really crazy looking necromancer periaptive wisdom. It's like a skull and like looks kind of gothic and kind of matches your decor. But also, whenever you spend a hit die, you can double the amount you get for it.
So when you do your little...
So if you do Wither Bloom and hit yourself, you'll get twice the amount of hit points. So whatever you roll a hit die, you get twice
the
that
number rolled.
plus your intellect bonus.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So they're like, well, for no reason should you avoid hitting Cicatrix with that. Cicatrix is still very much down for you to hit him with that, but
Of course.
yeah.
So you're just like, yeah, is it giving me the life force of these creatures that I'm fighting? Let's go.
You're upon arriving back in town, you guys are level 5.
Yes.
Right before you split off as well, you'll notice that Blotch casts a remove curse on you, removing the dealer's curse, which had you guys bound. So you guys are technically no longer bound by that. Doesn't mean you can't still work towards the same goal. You still have that long term, but he's sort of a put that there. That way, if somebody wants to run off and die or something like that, you're not all cursed for all of eternity.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll work on it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Your necklace also has 2 common upgrades in it. It has 2 lesser spirits. That guy was powerful. He was a CR6, but he was still technically a lesser. Lesser is 0 to 6. So, I mean, if you guys want, you can always give him a legendary item upgrade. You just have to kill a CR24 or higher undead creature and capture it.
Take one out.
But so you have 2 uncommon items that you can add to your guy as well.
Just any uncommon item?
So basically any white item, you can think of things like if you want, you could add like a weapon or something to him. Keep in mind, the other thing is that the way, since you have rolled and got the heirloom item, the heirloom item that you have effectively just gives you a powerful familiar, which will get a slightly more powerful as you go up in level, to the point that at this level, now that you're level 5, you're going to gain effectively you get investment of the Chain Master into your familiar, which is when you cast Find Familiar, which is your skeleton. You infuse some of the Summon Familiar with a measure of your Eldritch power with your Arcane power, your Necromantic power. So it's going to gain either a fly or swim speed. As a bonus action, you can make the attack action. Whenever it deals damage with bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, you can make it necrotic or radiant damage instead. For you, it would be necrotic. And then your save DC, if it forces any creature to make a saving throw, it uses your save DC. And then when your familiar takes damage, you can use your reaction to grant it resistance to that damage, meaning that it'll take half damage. So you can use your bonus action to make it attack, and you can use your reaction to reduce its damage. So
Finally, you can attack now.
So yeah, before you had to take an action to make it attack, which kind of sucks, but now you can do it as a bonus action. So you're going to start getting into bonus action economy issues a little bit because you're going to deal with the fact that you're going to want to be using your bonus action to make him attack a lot.
Right.
But with that in mind, you're also getting animate dead, so just consider how you want to do. But since he's going to have the option to attack more, when you're looking at things, you could add an armor to him, magic armor, or a weapon or something like that. So definitely consider something along those lines as well to possibly enhance him, because you could give him just something significant that might help in that department. Even just like a silvered weapon. If you want him in melee, you could give him like a shield and a sword, like a better shield or something. I guess probably not much better than what he already has, but just options to think about. Or you can go like more ranged, because the skeleton does have the ranged option where you can just sit back and plug arrows as well.
Yeah.
So just however you want to do it. So you look at that, you consider that. You're going to, now do you want to travel with them to go and look at and establish some of the stuff, or do you want to just kind of stay in town and trust them more?
Time out. Them as in
Your
bastion.
Your bastion, because you're setting up your shop.
I had kind of a guy that kind of stepped up, seemed like he's going to be in charge. I'll make him HMFIC of the place.
Go. Yeah. And he's totally down. He's like, yeah. He's like, I could go and do this by myself. It's like the reason I need this is because A, I see that you guys are leaving town and coming back with more wares. So that there's just an inside. Maybe I can start pushing some magic items or things you guys find. And B, you guys seem to have a little bit of muscle. So, you know, you guys are getting a little bit of a name for yourself. You killed the dragon, you did some stuff. People are less likely to actually like, come after us and take or try to rob our tavern. It's like, oh yeah, like, guy who wants us to kill the black dragon.
Fucking fuck them up. They
I
come
will
rob.
hunt you down and feed you to the next dragon I find.
I'll help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a heavy crossbow.
Heavy crossbow? And you can give them like you can even look at like magical options for those. I don't know what all.
There's no
Is there
for
nothing
common
really?
rarity. There's silver, but it's not that good.
What type of things is Ziggadrix looking into for his bastion? Question mark?
Armory barracks to start. I kind of want to do double barracks, just to be that guy, but
Armory barracks is smart
armory
though.
barracks.
So do
Try
you
and
want
keep my
more
people
people or
around.
do you want stronger people?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too is I feel like because he's trying to make it like a safe haven for some of his people that are kind of like being refugees and fleeing the land, he'd rather than be stronger and survive being attacked than just have a bunch of people that just fucking die and replace them.
Yeah.
So yeah, armory barracks is what I was going with. But armory is expensive.
Is it? Is it not self-sufficient?
No. I have to pay out of pocket to fucking
Yeah.
fortify my people.
That's fair.
And then every time it gets attacked, it resets. So I pay the cost for all of my fucking people.
Yeah.
And like, I can trade, apparently. I can take the trade order, but what that does is it just stocks the armory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100
Trade.
plus an extra 100 for each defender.
And so when you issue the trade order on this facility, you command this facility hireling to stock the armory with armor, shields, weapons, and ammunition. This equipment costs you 100 gold plus 100 gold for each bastion defender in your bastion.
Yeah.
If your bastion has a smithy, this cost is half. While the armory is stocked, you. Mm-hmm.
But instead of being like, okay, let's see how many of my dudes die. Okay, one of them would have died. Oh shit, well, two of them would have died because those are my dice. But,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you only have 4 to start off with in your barracks?
well, every 7 days, or I guess every 5 days, I can recruit 4. So I guess I could have 8 after 1 week or something. So it could be fully stocked at the end of these weeks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, immediately as we take it, after the first week, I could have 8.
Yeah.
And then it also leaves me with 2 hirelings as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would I give my skeleton the crossbow?
You'll just have to know the stats of crossbow because he won't actually have it.
Oh, yeah, because
So-
technically doesn't.
Yeah.
I did the calculating.
Okay.
The total for the 10% increase, so it's just the equipment, is 1,122 gold with the 10% bump. Because it would have been 1,020, the 10% bump. 1,122.
Is that each?
No.
No, I was gonna say yeah. I didn't think so.
Yeah, well, then I have to put in the tusks
Yeah.
and then divide that up. And we are giving Blotch a cut still, right?
6? Yeah, that's right.
So there's 6 of us. So then if we include the tusk money, each of us will get 193 gold and 5 silver.
193 and 5. 193 and 5 added.
closing yet so far.
So what?
Well, I wanted to have enough money for enchanting my axe, or getting it repaired, but having it enchanted. I could sell stuff too instead of just being a hoarder.
Since we're talking about things as well, so we are putting in a workshop in one of our places. With your workshop, you do have one decision to make. The workshop comes with comes equipped with 6 different types of artisan tools, chosen from the following list. So you get carpenter's tools, cobbler's tools, glass blowers, jewelers, leatherworkers, masons, painters, potters, tinkers, weavers, or wood carvers. You get 6 of those. I'm just going to show you the list as well.
So
choose 6
the
of
guy,
those kits.
whatever
Those,
his name is,
so that you're going to have.
Does he do any of this?
He's not going to do that, but you're going to have he's going to bring on another hireling who will be working with those.
Okay.
So he's bringing on a guy because you're going to get, or I think you get 2, right? Look at the beginning of that. Do you get 2 hirelings for the workshop?
It says hirelings above workshop. You get 3.
You get 3. So there's going to be 3 of them. Each one is probably skilled with like 2 sets of things, just depending on what it is that you want. And just think that's also going to affect like what sort of things you can make and stuff like that down the line as well.
Definitely glass blowers because we can have vials for watch.
So you're going to blow some glass.
Do it.
Hold on, we don't need that. I don't need that. I do need. Now right there saying that your great axe broke.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 6. One of them are your blowers of glass.
And then tinkers.
You know, we also have a fuckload of rations. Are we just gonna send those off, or what?
You can sell those for 10%.
10% increase.
Yeah. Any basic items, like the storehouse can sell anything that's like a basic item. So as long as it's not a magic item, basically anything in that, it can sell at a 10% profit.
Our bastions auto
Sustain. They
so
don't need food or anything like that, unless it specifically says.
Right.
You get the war room. Dude, you can have a really cool one, but yours is like everything in yours is just like money out of your
costly.
pocket.
It's gonna be costly.
Mm-hmm.
Carpenters, jewelers, leatherworkers. One more?
Mm-hmm.
Weavers.
Okay. So you have glass blowers, tinkers, carpenters and jewelers, leatherworkers and weavers. So those are all the sorts of things that you can also have made effectively for you.
Everybody gets 18 more gold.
On top of the, what was it? Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah.
193.
193 and 5 silver. Everybody gets another 18 gold and 3 silver. And that'll get rid of these rations. Boop.
Gold,
So
3
so
silver.
far.
How much do you need? What are you trying to do?
Well, 8 gold if I just wanted to like straight up like pay to get a magical great axe. Try and enchant my axe.
What are you trying to have? Just like a +1 or like something specific?
getting that far because I was mostly just waiting for the price. What the fuck?
Just the old. Why do I have the old? These are the old ones. We don't need those anymore.
Jesus. Blood
So-
Rage, what the fuck?
Blood Rage. What's that one again?
You get +2 to attack and damage rolls when you're at half hit points or fewer.
Oh yeah.
So if you're bloody,
Which you usually are.
I mean,
Actually, yeah.
I've been pretty close. Or just a consistent +1 all the time.
You're only bloodied when you're not carrying the backpack.
That's true.
And that's because, like, when he's getting carried by you, he's like, okay, cool, you're up front, you're getting hit by these guys, like, have resistance, do this. And he's, like, doing something like that. When you're in the background, he's just like,
I can't see.
cool, they're, like, you're getting hit with necrotic damage, cool, resistance necrotic on me, because I'm going to get, resistance fire on me.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are people getting hit by? And he's just, like, refreshing resistance on him and doing things like that, because it's like, I'm in the back where if I get hit or if you get hit, I'm also getting hit, so I'm just gonna be protected. Yeah. So then I know what you're doing, what he's doing. Do you guys know? And of course, you don't have to do a bastion, but I mean, if nothing, it makes sense to at least like tag on to somebody else's. And
Yeah, I was
do
thinking
something or
about tagging on with Cicatrix's. Having a library that I can use or for research on different things.
Now, if you want to tie in
Obviously.
with Cicatrix, that's great. But remember, that means that it's a 2-week travel
It's far south.
to be able to do any of that.
Eventually, I'll have a teleportation circle, but that's
Mm-hmm.
4 levels from now or something like that.
Or we could work together and probably because we're the 2 magic guys.
I think that'd probably be wiser.
Have an arcane study, a library, and like a garden or something.
I think that would work. I guess I'll go fuck myself. No, I'm just kidding.
These are the two things that I was thinking about.
Mhm.
I was thinking about being close to you because if our bastion were to get attacked or whatever, you'd have people to defend people or whatnot. Obviously, I don't know 100% of what could happen, but
Or a great axe of warning would be kind of nice.
Another thing to think of too, one of them that's kind of nice because it's outside of the normal like 5-day roll or something like that, is you've also got the scriptor. Oh wait, that's level 9. You guys can't do a scriptorium yet. Oh no, because I was looking at something else. What was I looking at? The scriptorium is the one where you can start making scrolls. But that's not what I was looking at. I meant to look at. Which one was I thinking of? I know the garden was a good one. Was it the arcane study? It's the arcane study. That I meant to look at. And that's the one that can start crafting
at level 9, start crafting.
magic items.
Magic
But
items.
you can make arcane focus and stuff like that
Right.
over the 5 days.
Can we sell the arcane focuses?
You can sell them. And you have somebody who has a storehouse who can trade and sell them at a slightly better price too. Which is another thing too. Like you don't have to go like some groups everybody gets together and makes like one big bastion. Just depending on what you want to do. So you guys can even depending on what you want to do. If you're making
close to you,
like if you're kind of running a garden and trying to make like antitoxins and things like that, you could be then having him sell them off and
For profit.
getting a profit.
Big profit.
That's true.
Could go
That,
on
along
big
with
one.
along with the arcane focuses and stuff like that.
But then there's also other places as well. Like you also know that there's you found one place that has like really powerful necromantic magics that could potentially be harvested.
True.
But that's a 4 days travel north.
And we have to get rid of a fucking flame skull.
You would have to, or
We could buy.
you found a hidden entrance to the back because
Oh, yeah,
there was a
hidden
secret entrance. So
Basically,
you can do that.
Flame Skull
You
Guardian
technically
Flame
have a
Skull
flame skull guardian at the moment,
That's true.
and as you get more powerful as a necromancer, you might even be able to assert control over him.
True.
But that's just a different thought, just depending on what you want to do. Because remember, you can set up these, and they're going to be self-sufficient. You don't have to actually be there micromanaging. They're going to be kind of doing stuff. You can even play it off as things go on. Remember, we do have the spell Galder's Speedy Courier available. So you can always leave stuff and be like, hey, here's 75 gold and this scroll of Galder's Speedy Courier. Get this set, and then when you're done building it, send it to me. Things like that. So, just thoughts.
Regardless, probably get the library and the garden set up for me somewhere.
You gonna do a library and a garden?
Sell some antitoxins, do a bunch of research, not only on my ancestors or the demons, maybe more about how to do some research on how to get back to the Feywilds, because I'm just kind of here. Technically.
We just have you.
I'm not from this realm, so dragon shows up.
She'll find the Feywild too, brother.
And I have a library set up with Sheldon, but we haven't had it's like once every 7 days. I'm like, we're on like our 6th day.
Well, this one's taking a couple days.
So we might have some information.
That's why Illustrious like, you guys good?
And then my favorite one too is I have set up with him a scriptorium, which every 7 days makes a non-magical book. And then I also have a which one is it? It's the I can't remember what other one he has. It's the archive that copies something. Which one is it that? There's one of them that. He's got one of them that actually, maybe it's the scriptorium that copies it. So, no, oh yeah, that's it. The scriptorium can make a copy of a non-magical book from a blank book, and then I have the arcane study, which crafts a book. So every day he gets, or not every day, but every week he gets at least one more copy of his book made. Constantly in production.
When we had that like year or so down, so you were able to have like a good 60 books ready, basically.
I have a big stack, and I have a bag of holding just loaded with his book. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Here's my book.
Here's my book. Yeah. But yeah. So you said you want to do a library and a garden, and
Library
that.
contains a collection of books plus one or more desks and reading chairs. But that way, if we ever run into someone and we need more information about them, I can be like, hey, research this guy. Come back to me in a week and tell me all about him.
Hell yeah.
And you guys want to go in on a plot together? then. Have his library kind of near your, like
Yeah,
basically
we can have a
tied
garden
in.
that
And
we
then,
can kind of.
It's connected.
So-
Fuck yeah, man.
Might as well.
do you want to go in as well? Do you know what facilities you're looking to have?
Not really, because there's none that really I would think would help besides like the arcane library. But I mean, we're already gonna have one, so.
Well, you don't have an
Well, yeah.
arcane study yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
wait,
you
no.
can make the arcane study.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna do the garden. I can do the study.
The garden, and I'll have a library.
Right now, with what you guys have set up there, you have, of your initial options, you have workshop, storehouse, library, and garden. You can have an arcane study, an armory, a barracks, a sanctuary, a smithy as well. So those are just some different options if you want to look over any of those other options as well. And there's nothing that says you can't technically. So when you're sharing, it says you can't have double of certain things unless it specifically says. But if you have multiple people kind of running different things,
Like,
Kinda
we
let
could,
it
we
go
could
through.
technically have 2 gardens running 2 different like things technically.
yeah,
Or
if
you can
that's
do a
something you
smithy.
really wanna do.
Eventually, the smithies can craft magic items.
It's nice, but at the same time, it is true that the
The dice tell the story.
well, you always, it's just one of those things. D8s, yes, you have a higher chance, but D8s have just as many ones as D6s do. And this is how our
we
dice
could
roll.
have like your arcane study
That'd
in
be
my
outfit
library,
in
kind of
order
like
to do the
attached
D8s,
to it.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Thing.
Could work.
Garden outside. We can eventually upgrade it and get like a what is it called? A laboratory, so we can like craft poison and stuff like that.
Mhm.
No, D6s do like to roll high, which is kind of fun.
I don't know why a group would
Until
be
I say
crafting
right,
poisons, but
Why not? You should always use them.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you guys can or can't craft poisons, but you can definitely do whatever you guys want.
if we had Mikhail here, he would love to craft a bunch of poisons.
Arcane study.
Arcane study, you get one more. You get 2.
Oh, 2. Oh,
Yeah.
Arcane study. We already have a storehouse.
Yep. Storehouse already.
I don't know. What we good. We don't technically, or do we? You have a storehouse. Armory.
Now, also remember, if you're concentrating this much power in one place, you might want to consider a barracks and have guards, but it just depends. Also, I don't know if you want that necessarily. Do you want guards around? I mean, depending on.
Probably a good idea.
I mean,
Wanna attract that
couldn't I
much
just have
attention?
like an army of skeletons guarding?
people
extent.
hang out at a tavern.
Later
there's just, like,
on,
undead
absolutely, but right now, like you have to cast a spell once per day to like have them.
Oh,
So
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
To keep it.
to keep it going. So
True.
Which I feel like they nerfed necromancers. Because what is your necromancer thing if you're a necromancer? Do they still have it, or did they change it?
they haven't added. Well, eventually he does get. It's not in the new one. It's still the old ones, but he does eventually get to cast it once per day for free.
Yeah, he gets an extra one.
Like I'm pretty sure under Necromancer you get eventually the ability. Let's see where it's at.
You guys just have one third level slot at fifth level?
I have 2. Third level.
I have 2.
So you could cast it twice, but that would be all of your third levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Necromancer, where are you? Necromancer, School of Necromancy. Eventually you get it for free. At level 6, you add the Animate Dead spell to your spellbook if it's not already there already. When you cast Animate Dead, you can target one additional corpse or pile of bones, creating an extra zombie when appropriate. And whenever you create an undead using Necromancy spell, it has additional bonus. The creature's hit point maximum is increased by a number equal to your wizard level, and the creature adds your proficiency bonus to its weapon damage rolls. So you do get
Hey, Cliff.
an additional thing
Are
whenever you cast. So
eventually
then
gonna have like,
at that point you can
rooms
start adding.
in your tavern and stuff. So maybe having a barracks would be smart, just so people feel safe staying around.
Yeah, I can do the arcane study in barracks.
And I mean, you can kind of flavor it the way you want. So if you really wanted to push it to where your barracks were like skeletons, doesn't break the game to have it be. They'll still use the guard stats.
They still
But
are
they'd
just
be-
the hirelings. Yeah.
Well, you get the
recruits.
hireling and then you get the recruits.
Yeah. Recruits
But
can be skeletons.
your hireling could literally be like a necromancer who's like, yeah, I'll be here and I'll just do that if you want. Just to, you remember these are your things. You can
We'll
flavor
also
them
have a
how you
bunch
want.
of dead people hanging out.
Everyone's hanging out at the tavern. There's
Plus,
just a
probably
bunch of
going to open a
skeletons.
theater at some point. It's going to be the macabre.
Mhm.
They'll be doing Macbeth, but they just take off their own head.
It's just a bunch of zombies. Like instead of skeletons, it's a bunch of zombies. He's just like gentle reposing, like cleaning them up. Like, and these guys don't talk a whole lot.
He'll open the Grand Guignol, which is just like undead and zombie actors and shit.
he just gets them
ripping
really fresh.
intestines out of people. And
Just make our own.
It's so realistic.
it is. Yeah. Yeah. People go there to just be absolutely horrified.
Hey, that's a way to make money.
It's true.
This is fun.
But yeah, so we can do that then, and then we'll call an armory there. Yeah, because let's see.
Because there's nothing really.
When we look at the, or sorry, not the armory, the barracks. A bastion can have more than one barracks, each which is furnished to serve as sleeping quarters for up to 12 bastion defenders.
Max out 12. Unless you upgrade it, which I want to do.
Mhm.
Actually.
Oh yeah, dude. And believe me, I get it. Like the money thing. Like Shalom saying that, I'm like, man, I really want to do this. I'm like, man, if I sold off one of these rare items I have, I can enlarge both or two of my different things and get this. I'm like, because my one, I really want to enlarge my archive because
To enlarge a barracks, it's nice that they give you that flat cost instead of the cost of like going to a vast. Because that's ridiculous.
for the barracks,
Yeah, for the barracks you just have to pay 2,000.
that's what it is for like everything, for
Is
almost
it?
all of them.
Oh yeah, room
Yeah.
and vast. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because archive to enlarge, it's going to cost me 2,000 gold, which I'll have soon. But I gain 2 additional reference books,
Right.
which because he's got the which one is it? I think I have. Oh yeah, I have the Chronopis Chronicles, which gives me advantage on history checks, which is why I was like, can I history? No. But I would really love to get the Old Faith and Other Religions and Bigby's Handy Arcane Codex,
Yeah.
because I already have a plus 14 in both of those on him. If he could have our advantage on it all the time, not have to be using my ring for those. He's just like, oh yeah, I know about that. I know about that. How do you know? Just talking.
I read.
I also spent some time. It's one of those things too. If you want to change things up, just remember it's a little bit of an investment. But you can get some sending stones either made at half price. You do have somebody who can make them for you, or you can purchase sending stones. And if you have that, then you can literally once per day reach back to your place and be like, hey, can you do this for me? And kind of get it set up. That way your bastion is constantly running the orders. Otherwise, they'll just continue to do what you told them to do until you tell them otherwise. So, if you're in a, like, for the most part, it's not too big of a deal, because you're just gonna be like, the barracks, you're gonna be like, keep it, recruit. With armor, you're gonna make sure that it stays
I'll send money.
set up. The gardening, you're probably just gonna be like, what makes me the most money, and then do that.
Anti-toxins. Go.
With the arcane study, I don't know exactly what it is you want to do. You can have them craft an arcane focus or craft books, so they can be making like anything that's a arcane focus, so like wands or orbs or staffs or whatever it is, or they can be making books.
And they're just blank books that people can use, I think, right? Or something like that.
The book, it is a book. It takes 5 days to make, and it costs you 10 gold. to make, but then you could effectively sell that off, and I think a book's not too bad.
Like what, 50?
I think a book costs 50 gold, something like that. I know there's a reason why I was glad that they added these rules and I could start making them instead of having to buy them, because I put so much money into buying books. 25 gold. So it's only 15 gold a week that you're going off that because of the cost. If you start looking at some of the arcane focuses, if you focus, you could make orbs. Those are 20 gold a piece, so you can make 20 gold every 5 days. If you sell through his storehouse, the arcane focus don't cost anything.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Just the books do.
Cool.
But yeah, so you can have them making orbs, and as long as people buy the orbs, which would sell well enough.
Where we live, right outside Jourenhail, and Jourenhail is like a magic game.
Oh yeah, they've got all the guilds there.
On the orbs then
not too
until I build up enough, so then I can make like books.
Orbs are the most expensive of arcane focuses, so there's probably I'd probably say that you could sell them for the 22 gold through his storehouse. Also, it's your storehouse, so if you want to keep the profit, you can always take that 10% off. Be like, all right, here's your 20 gold. You're running the storehouse. Just remember that's your storehouse. But then again,
I would
he
do
may
that
draw
for
in better
anybody else selling
consoles.
stuff, but for the party members, they
Yeah.
get that.
I'd say that there's probably going to, like in orbs, selling one orb every 5 days, probably a 90% chance that they all sell.
Hell yeah.
So there's a chance it might go. But then, of course, there's also going to be that chance that if it doesn't sell this week, or at the beginning of the week, the two of them will go. It's not like they're going to really back up too much.
It's like, man, we have 100 orbs here.
A room of orbs. This is so weird. And
Always buying them, I wonder why.
we already stocked everybody in the area. And you have to start sending caravans off to go and sell that shit.
We'll just hire the hirelings to steal the orbs from them, to get the product back, and then resell it.
No,
Right.
Oh, that
Well,
sounds like some Elo shit. Right
we'll
there.
make a thieves guild.
Joke, I promise.
We'll make a guild
Ela
hall.
doing
Make it a
questionable
thieves
things
guild.
now.
You lost something? I think it's here, actually. That'll be 20 gold. Not even, because they're like level 1. That'll be 1 gold. Thank you. Oh, look, I found your thing.
I found the thing I stole from you. You don't know that.
Don't worry. If you miss anything from me, you just come back. If you lose something, I will help.
Yeah.
We'll make a guild hall, and then we'll make a thieves guild. So pay these guys to steal all the orbs, and then resell it to them.
You got level 17 for that.
Right.
To add in a guild house.
Well, I hope you're all ready, because if Cicatrix dies, I will bring in a caster. So it's just gonna happen.
Then I'll probably switch to a fighter if I die.
I have a ranger already made, ready to go. If Tarquin were to die again.
I just love it. We're in the New World, and I was gonna bring out my cartographer and just start like building maps for us of like all those areas.
Mhm.
Like set them up in our own map app, like how we've been making ours. Like I had everyone just like print those out of each different area. Here's the cave. Here's the necromancer cave. If you want that layout, and
Well, that was part of the idea of the New World. Like because I have cultures and I have certain names for things and like histories for stuff, but the idea is like the players could go out and be like, yeah, we're gonna name this mountain after this, or we're gonna name this valley or this river, or just kind of have your own feel on it that will last into the whole thing. But so we're back in town. We've split up our gold. I'm gonna say that 2 weeks have passed.
2 weeks.
I'm also
I tried to
trading.
take my recruit action 3 times.
Well, it's gonna be 2 weeks, so you can technically do. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you can do it for the 4 times.
Maxed up.
But yeah,
to
max,
12.
absolutely.
And then if I get attacked during one of those, I might be able to top them off.
We are going to start off, and we are going to take a few turns just to get a feel for what's happening.
Bastion.
Then the bastion turns are going to eventually trade or move over to being every time you guys complete 5 days, so it'll be like, yo, I'm gonna take a long rest. But hey, that's the 5th long day. Let's go ahead and take a bastion turn, and we can go through and do that.
I'm also training with my short sword. I should be fully trained by the end of 2 weeks.
Yeah, if that's where you want to put all your focus, I'm more than fine with doing that, and we can add proficiency with your short sword. So we are taking 4 turns. So the first 10 day, and then the second 10 day. So just to give me a feel, let's go ahead and roll initiative. And then I'm gonna also have Jesse do this, because it's nice one with this is I can have the bastion stuff set up, and I can send it off to Jesse and be like, hey,
Take your bastion actions.
good,
Be a little nerd. Think about some D&D stuff.
do some stuff.
Hell yeah.
So, as we're getting set, just to give you guys again a feel for things. Excuse me. Clef, what'd you get?
14.
14.
We're just going off of what we rolled.
It's initiative.
Add your initiative modifier. Did you?
I rolled 11.
Oh, fair.
Velmark,
14.
14. Hey, shared. That's odd. Magist, I'm going to let him do his own. Cicatrix.
20.
Tarquin.
12.
12. Just put your skeleton off to the side because he's kind of doing his own thing. So as the first 5 day comes to an end, as you guys are getting everything all established, buildings being put in pretty quickly, there are some good craftsmen available to make sure that it gets put up fast. Especially because you're so close to Jourenhail, they get it set in pretty well. We are starting off with Cicatrix. Cicatrix, I need you to roll me percentile.
Percentile. Let's go. 95.
95.
It's way up there.
Mm-hmm. This is good. So you're getting messaged, and also the more you're going, the more you're starting to find this little sprite is more than willing to communicate with you and start talking with you a little bit more. Hey, this is what's going on right now. Hey, your father and your brother have been taken. They're safe in your bastion right now. Your brother is unconscious still.
Father.
And your father is fine.
He's fine.
He's fine, and he's kind of helping. They have recruited, and they're working on bringing in more Leonin that they can trust. They're getting set. However, when they're first leaving, a group of them is coming in to move into where, move into your area, and there's a small little side village of Leonin that still are under Blackmane's rule, but tend to not be as tied to Pride Rock. A little bit more north, a little bit closer to the river. You guys know of them, but nothing too crazy. However, upon moving, you notice that they're actually being attacked by a couple of brigands that have set up along the river. And they ask you to aid. So, how many Bastion defenders do you have?
So I'd have 4.
You'd
at
have
the
4
end of my first
So roll me
recruit.
4d6.
4d6. What am I doing now?
What is the total?
15?
Let's see. So a d6 for each. If the roll is 10 or higher, the problem is solved. So they managed to fight off, brutally murder the brigands,
Wonderful.
send their ships and all their they take all their supplies to better stock your bastion, which is why your bastion is self-sufficient. And then they use the boats to cross the river and then send the boats on fire back down.
Makes perfect
Um,
sense.
And then it was a total of how much?
15. is what-
15. They also make 1,500 gold.
Oh shit.
If you roll less than 10, the problem is still solved, but the reward is halved, and your Bastion defender or one of your Bastion defenders is killed. But that didn't happen. You
They kicked ass.
So my Bastion has 1,500.
it's 1,500 gold,
Can basically stock my
which
armor.
is your armory. So that worked really well for you.
Very, very good start.
So that that worked out very well. Yes, 92 to 98 is request for aid.
That's awesome.
So,
Some Leona nearby like, hey, can you help out? We got you.
and they didn't pay you.
Right.
They didn't have any money.
That's
No,
just-
you guys found a shit ton of money off those Brickens, and you
Sweet.
took everything from them.
All right. Perfect.
You were just their last stop
Right.
from raiding others.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're doing so well. Like, oh, these Leonins aren't that big. And you're like, oh, hey, by the way,
Here's a few more. They're gonna fuck you.
here's some stuff. But there's some. They weren't quite as ready. There was also some magic users and some things that might be down there that are kind of playing in. So that's Cicatrix round 1, or your first half of the week. Clef, you were getting established in your first 5-day. Go ahead and roll me percentile.
64.
64.
Oh shit.
Hey, well, that makes sense. Because there's always that person who has to be there. Like, oh, there's something new. Friendly visitors. Friendly visitors. You find that there are some, and I literally said this earlier, it's just kind of crazy, but you find some pretty powerful, like, mage types who are like, oh, cool, you're setting up this little, like, area. Like, if we can come in here and chill and relax and do our thing. We know you don't have rooms set up yet, but if we can use your parlor just to kind of hang out, we can make do. We don't need a room, but more just, do you have a place where we can set up a doorway? We'll pay you money. Doesn't go anywhere. I just need, like, just a place where I can set a doorway that maybe some eyes won't be on it.
In the closet.
Cool. Roll me a d6. 5. It's like, well, if I can rent your closet for the next 5 days, I'll give you 500 gold if you don't mention that it ever happened.
Oh.
No wild magic.
It won't be wild magic.
Done.
I'll tell you, we're just setting up a magnificent mansion.
That's fine.
I just need a place to put it up.
That's fine.
Meanwhile, Tarquin on the other side.
That's just his rule. He's like, no what?
Yeah, absolutely. So
So
yeah,
like she-
friendly visitors, they offer 1d6 plus, or 1d6 times 100 gold piece for brief use of this facility. For example, if you have a smithy, a knight might want to use it to replace or fix a damaged weapon. Sages may use your arcane study to help them settle a dispute, stuff like that. It doesn't interrupt the facility. It doesn't interrupt any of your orders that you've used or done to it either. So there's that. Also, because you've got yours set up.
Anyway, on the other side of the street, Tarquin, there's just randomly setting things on fire. Son of a...
He's like fireballing himself, but comes out not touched. And you're like, what the fuck is happening over there?
What the hell? What is this?
On your first, for your first, let's see. So remember when you're doing the trade, your first 5 days. Let's see, spend 5 days curating non-magical items to store, and then you bear the cost of any items purchased or anything like that. So luckily, like, you can procure up to 500 gold piece worth of items, so you can even use that 500 gold piece to front that, and use that. So your first 5 day, you gain $500 or gold worth of materials, which then you can sell and get that 10% profit off of as well. But you've got that, so that's in place. So you can effectively either say that you're fully stocked and not have that 500, or you can have that 500 and be stocking. I'm guessing just fully stock
Fully
it
stock
and then
with a
move.
extra 50 gold in the pocket.
Yeah. And then, perfect. So there's that. And then, so that's your turn. Velnok.
Really percentile.
So you are up. Let's have you roll percentile and see what happens. This will be the same week as you're getting set up with your barracks and arcane study.
98.
98. So you have your barracks getting set up. Do you want to do skeletal type things, or
Yeah.
So-
Just to keep it on theme, I guess.
Yeah. so? You've got your skeletal warriors. Well, there is a. So you would have 4 as well. 4 skeletons the first week.
4 skeletons.
There is a monastery that's about a day's travel away. They've been having a few issues with things kind of disappearing at night and things kind of moving around. They're just looking for a little bit of additional guardsmen, as their night shift tends to not do the best. Give me an insight. Your insight's a +2, I believe, unless it changed.
Sorry, I was putting in my notes the
No, you're
4
good.
skeletons.
I will get you guys these as well. I don't have it yet, but I meant to get Bastion trackers and print them out, but I'll print out some of these just so we can have it all rolled out and set.
10.
10. This guy who's talking to you, you can tell he's like a rather established monk. You're noticing that their tabard has vines, or like kind of vines at the top, and then grapes hanging from it, and then a goblet below the grapes, as the vines seem to be squeezing the grapes, and droplets are coming out of the grapes into a goblet. This guy he's talking to is kind of
This is like
A little wobbly.
a little wobbly.
this is
I love it.
this is actually Dalton's
It's a
monastery.
monastery.
Oh,
Dalton played a drunken monk and he made a monastery out here, so yeah,
funny.
that's why they're in the middle of both cities, because they're like, we're going to stay away, and it goes through. But it's crazy. Like, you hear the stories of this place. Like, it was pretty much a wall with a bunch of tarps for the longest time, and a bunch of people sitting around drinking. And then it seemed like one day out of nowhere, this grand monastery just sprung out of the earth.
Showed up.
But he will call you in, so you can. They're just going to ask if you can send some of your guards, even. And you're like, yeah, absolutely. Maybe put some cloaks on them, and like, yeah, they're just normal guards.
Just regular
They're just-
guards, don't talk to them. They
Do
don't
not
like to
interact
talk
with
to
swords.
So, give me 4d6 as well.
6, 5, 6, and then 1.
So, 18. 18.
That's not too shabby.
Not bad at all. You send in your skeletons, and they go through and they find that there's a couple guys who are kind of waking up drunk and like staggering into other people's places and trying to take things, but your guards kind of like stop them. They realize what's going on and like, oh, I was just in the wrong room. Disciplinary actions are held, and they reward you with 1,800 gold pieces.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yeah. Request raid as well.
Yeah, you roll at a 98 or something.
That's one of those
Yep.
ones that
Yep.
kind of sucks though. It's really nice that you guys both, that the two of you guys rolled that, because it's per Bastion defender you have.
Yeah, if you don't have
So-
a Bastion defender,
Yeah.
oops. Damn.
Yes. But that is Velnock for your first week. In addition to that, you do craft your orb. If you want to roll me percentile again, you have a 90% chance to sell it.
20.
Yeah, so you're good.
Cool.
As long as it's not between 91 and double aught, you're fine. So you can add 22 gold to your
22.
inventory. Tarquin, if you want to roll me percentile.
26.
26.
26.
All as well. So you have, are you making poison or are you making antitoxins? So you're making antitoxins. 2 vials of antitoxins, and then you also have the library,
Right.
correct? And you are researching something.
Right.
What are you trying to research on this first point?
Here. I think there was specific things that we can.
Legend, known event or location, person of significance, type of creature, famous object.
These are the things. 'Cause I've done my own research on a lot of these topics. Maybe researching my ancestor, see if they can find out anything else about Huckleberry.
Yeah, they'll mostly just find out that he really wasn't established here. He came here. He was in Rivers Break for a couple of months, like literally barely established himself there, and then disappeared from like all lore and knowledge. And they're just like, yeah, dude just like vanished. People kept his house around for like a year, and then more people were like, well, we're just gonna move in. So. And you can also sell 2 antitoxins. Antitoxins are common enough. Absolutely can sell 2 of them off because you're going through here. It's going to be antitoxins are normally 50 gold each, right?
I believe so.
I believe so too.
Yep. 50 gold, yeah.
Yeah, so you can sell them for 55 gold each. So you can add 110 to your inventory. Let's just see if I just die on everything. Side note. All is well. Cool. That's what I like to see. Moving into the second half of the week. I have no idea what you're talking about. What makes you think of Botch? Botch just lives in a backpack. Cicatrix. Moving into the second half of the 5-day, your people have actually finally got to the barracks with their money, and they're getting the armory set up and fully stocked pretty quick. I'm guessing you do the recruit, so now you have 8.
Yes.
So go ahead and give me that percentile. See if I can kill off all your Bastion defenders.
Hey, that's what they're there for, right?
Mm-hmm.
01.
01, all is well. So you recruit, you defend, you armor, everybody's all set up, you're set with that.
Sick.
They're getting established, they're set in. Doesn't seem like anybody wants anything to do with that.
You don't know what to fuck with them?
Clef. Second half of the week. So this is where you're selling off that 500 gold worth of stuff.
Right.
But also give me percentile.
52.
52. Nice. A hostile force attacks your barracks or your bastion, but is defeated. So what I need you to do is start off by rolling 6d6. One second, hold on. Let me just make sure.
I'm gonna roll a d8 to see what happened in my hall as well.
Oh yeah.
3. No vermin infestations to report. We're good. We're Gucci.
66.
No, there's no vermin. It's a bunch of Leonins. They're like, oh hey, there's snacks here.
Much lower than that.
No. No, I just need to know how many ones. You have 3 ones?
Yeah.
Heard. So, because you guys are sharing, you also share defenders, which means that 3 of your Bastion defenders, the 3 of the skeletons are absolutely just devastated. So 3 of the skeletons are utterly destroyed. You can recruit and make more. It doesn't cost you anything, but some people go through. You guys have no idea what happened. One night, something you're guessing attacked your place at night. 1 skeleton is there. Needs a couple mending spells cast on it, but seems to be relatively fine. But 3 other skeletons are just shattered, broken apart. You're like, okay, that's fine. Mending, put the bones back together, and then get through. But it's definitely weaponry. Looks like somebody probably would have done better, but they had a lot of swords and daggers, is what it looks like. So possibly some rapscallions attempting to make their way into the storehouse and probably pilfer some goods got pushed off. But you can sell the 500 gold worth of items at the 550, so you're up the extra gold on that now. Velnok, roll me that percentile. There's only a 5% chance of attack as well, so it's always good if we.
32.
Is it a 32? Oh, I thought it was 92 at first. 32.
32, that'd be wonderful.
Roll me a d8.
8.
8. Nothing seems to be really going, but when you're cleaning up the skeletons, somebody comes in and swears that he saw the skeletons just absolutely devastating somebody to the point where when the skeleton that survived killed this guy, looked like it stabbed him in the throat, grabbed his face, and ripped this spectral creature out of him, and he swears that this place is now haunted by that body. He's like, I swear I saw that skeleton ripped his face so hard off that it ripped off his face so hard that it took his entire spirit with him.
Oh my god.
The spirit now haunts that little location out in front.
Jeez, that's brutal. Damn.
You can also gain 4 more Bastion defenders, so now you're back up to 5. And you can make another orb if you want to roll me percentile, see if that turns.
Let's see. 2.
2, absolutely.
Like when he's raging, it's like the magic coming out the arms. But it keeps on telling me that it's too many small pieces.
Yeah. Are you making a raging and a not raging version of him?
No, I'm just remaking Tarquin.
A bearded / raging version of him, yes.
We were looking at having a mounted and non-mounted version of Magus. He's like, I don't need a $70 mini for when he's on his mount. He's like, I'm not going to be on his mount a lot. Perfect. So then you can add the 22 gold to your inventory for selling that. Which brings us back to Tarquin. Let's give me that percentile.
57.
57.
You know, I really lucky that you built that barracks, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So You're doing research, trying to find some more information on your family. While that's happening, this researcher that you got hired on, suddenly like startled comes running out, and it's like, I need to hide. I need to hide. Somebody needs to hide me. A couple of gentlemen come through the front door, including Varric,
Oh shit.
with a bounty out for your researcher. Varric is talking to a couple people, and somebody comes over and goes, "Hey, I know he works for you. You just let me know what you want. Either you can turn him over, and you can turn him over, and we can call it good, or we can flip this entire place over and have Crown's Hand here for the next 20 days, just making sure everything is on the up and up. Or if you want, I can say that I saw him leave, but that's going to cost you, call it 600 gold. That's my share of the bounty.
Damn.
Plus a little bit to keep me quiet."
What did this asshole do? Holy shit.
Yeah. Here's this researcher.
So you cannot gain any lore this week, but you do get you don't have to pay. Yeah, you can offer a bribe of 1d6 times 100. I rolled a 6. I was like, cool. And of course, I rolled on one of my recharge dice, and I got a 6. I was like, "Here, I'll be nice. I'll roll these. They only have ones on them." Oh no, they don't. So you'll have to hire a new person, which you can easily do, but that's what you're going to spend most of the 5 days doing.
Right.
You
we
can't
only
also,
want people of the up and up.
You can also
background check.
harvest
Right.
2 of your 2 of the antitoxins as well, and sell them at the 10% profit.
I'm going to need to hire someone to research my next person that's going to be researching for me.
You're all pissed off. You're like, "Damn it!" You're outside practicing with your sword. You're like, "I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be learning how to use a sword, not dealing with these fucking assholes." That's our first 10-day. So that's also a 10-day down as well. So if there's anything you guys want to be doing on top of that, scribing scrolls, gathering materials, training with your sword, performing, things like that, that's stuff we can be considering doing as well. So think about what you want to do once we're done with all the Bastion turns. We'll talk about what we did over the 2 weeks and if we made any money or did anything like that. Starting off the second 10-day. For the first half of it, Cicatrix, go ahead and roll me percentile.
All right, baby. Let's go. 98. Right?
You now have 12 defenders.
Yep. Because I'm recruiting. 42. Well, it's
42.
How
You're
about
only a D8.
8? We already knew this place was haunted.
Yeah. You'll actually hear that as you guys were getting established, some of the people are training. Your barracks is getting set up and the armory's going. As they're working on the armory and like getting it all set up and stocked and working, they say that the armory has blessings and that they've seen Leonin spirits walking in and blessing the weapons and doing different things and just kind of just disappearing, blessing the armors and stuff like that, just fading off.
This is good.
Clef, give me that percentile.
Percentile. 85.
85. Absolutely. Ooh, that's a good one. Roll me 2d4.
6.
6. You'll have, as you're getting set up, 6 of these like rather kind of rough looking, probably like forest wood elf folk come in. They tell you they've been fleeing for a while. They were established a little bit further up north over the river, and these guys, they literally just come down from the river. Not much equipment on them. A lot of them seem to not have heavy packs, but you can see their leather armor is worn on the sides. Like they had backpacks, but like they probably did some swimming and didn't have all their packs. When if you're not that strong, that pack comes off when you get in the water. They are just looking for a place that's a little bit safer, that they can stay, that they can kind of just catch their breath for a couple of days and get established in, if you're willing to offer them aid.
Absolutely. I don't have any rooms as of yet. Eventually, I will have some. But you are welcome to stay on the property, and our guards will watch out for you as well as this property.
We can set up camp outside. Roll me a d6.
Deuce.
2. They'll offer you 200 gold for guard and for use of your facilities to come in and sit down outside of the sun, maybe have a drink or two and just kind of relax. They also are probably some of the people who are coming through and buying some of the items out of your things. Like, yeah, I need this now, I need that. But they are refugees that are going to stay with you until they're willing to stay with you until you find them a new home, or kind of like push them towards a new home, or unless a hostile force attacks. These elves, they don't seem to be like heavy like warrior types, more of like maybe just kind of more common. But they're gonna stay with you until you find them a new home, or a hostile force attacks. So they'll just kind of chill in here and make it do. So that brings us to Velnok. Also, you gather the 500 gold this turn.
So
93.
you store.
So you store.
You max out your stores.
Yeah. So it costs 500 gold, but you're gonna load that all in, and then you go through. That in mind, hold on. Let me look at the work. I want to look at one other thing, because this one should be supplementing that. You do have the honestly, you with the workshop attached though, you wouldn't have to be, because you've got that going, so you wouldn't have to be fronting that, because they can be making pretty much everything you have by this point. So the first week, because it's setting up, you're gathering, and the second half you're just going to be spending, so you don't have to put that money in at this point. That's the point of the workshop.
So you get your 50 gold profit every week, basically, unless something terrible happens.
Well, you're going to get 550 profit every week, because the first week they're going to gather that amount, but you have to front the cost for that, but your workshop covers the cost of that.
Yeah.
So your workshop's going to be making that, and it says your workshop doesn't cost anything. They can make that basic gear with what you have there.
Oh yeah.
With you have a jeweler and glass blowers and stuff like that.
Potions
You can
and
absolutely be pushing that off. Can't do potions yet, but
Well, no.
That's just the idea.
But yeah.
It's for
Here's vials and stuff.
yeah,
and-
vials for
Yeah, yeah.
holding potions.
yeah.
And our antitoxins.
Right.
As it were.
Mhm.
Herbalists and shit like that
Yeah.
are going to come through and be like, sure, we'll take some.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to get those up. So that's set there. Velnok.
93.
93, that's right, you already said that. You had 5. So now you have 9 defenders, which is nice, because now Jourenhail and specifically, where's my thing? I'm on the wrong one. Jourenhail it's asking if they can use some of your skeletons for a project that needs to be kind of kept on the low. They can't really explain too much to you, but they're willing to pay for each skeleton you can offer them.
Are my skeletons guaranteed to come back?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But there's a good chance most of them will. I would say most of them will come back. We can definitely return every skeleton to you. I just don't know if they'll still be animated or if they'll have been mostly destroyed in the process. Just depends on how many you want to send. We'll pay for all 9.
Not that weird a deal.
You want to send all 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
So,
Make more.
roll a d6 for each Bastion Defender you sell. So give me 9 d6.
Jesus. Alright. Roll 1 first 3. Yahtzee all the ones. 3, 3, 2.
So that's 8.
4, 2, 5.
19.
3, 1.
19, 26. Cool. Absolutely handle the problem. They come back. For the next 3 days, they glow in the dark. They just have this faint phosphorescent glow to them.
Hell yeah.
But it fades after about 3 days.
That's kind of cool.
It's very minor. But you rolled 26.
Yeah.
They will offer you 2,600 gold to handle this. So just
don't say anything.
don't say anything. Don't mention anything. Let's go.
Just let me know if you can make the glow in the dark permanent. That's kind of cool.
That's a small number too. There's not a very good chance of getting requests for aid. It's a 6% chance.
Hell yeah, I got that.
But you got it twice now.
God damn, brother.
Making that money.
Mhm. So yeah, Tarquin. You get a researcher. Probably background check him a little bit.
Yeah.
You ask him a couple questions as opposed to just having some guys like, oh no, yeah,
I'll research.
I'll come here. I'll work for you. Like I don't need much money. Like this is nice. It's off the beaten trail. Like yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'll work for you.
Sounds great.
Well, the first research project you gave him, he's like, they don't know what happened to him, man. They don't know what to say.
Yeah, he just disappeared.
I got an 85.
85?
You're over here like, that son of a bitch.
Which kind of works as well. Give me a 2d4.
2d4. 4 total. 3 and 1.
4. Okay. And then roll me 1d6.
6.
6. You're noticing that the group of elves, a couple more kind of track in a little bit behind. They seem to be not as athletic as the other ones. Some of the people are like, oh, we thought you drowned, but you end up with 6 additional refugees that are looking to like we'll help you with the studies, but like, can we use your library a little bit? Like, kind of look into some stuff and camp outside. And you said you rolled 6, so they offer you 600 gold for use of your area.
Yeah,
and
go
you now
do all
have
the
6
research.
refugees. So you had 4, right?
Cool. Yeah. So now 10.
So there's 10 refugees now just
Starting to get a
chilling
little cramped.
at your base, just camping outside. So a little group of elves. And you're like, maybe I should work on
Finding a place
putting
for
in
these assholes.
some bedrooms.
So you know you can go stay at the first company.
Mm-hmm.
It's free.
You guys literally can just tell them they can go there, and they'll go. Like it says they'll stay with you until you find them a new home, or a hostile force attacks your bastion. So probably be like 8 days, but you guys could be like, here, and come with us. We'll come here and then come back. Just options. We'll remember we have that going on. And that was Tarquin, and then oh, really? 51. That sucks.
Watch, it sounds like you're partying.
No, I'm getting attacked.
Oh, Tarquin's like, can you get off my back?
One of, well, but I don't have.
So your hireling would die,
Hold on, let me see this.
I think.
No, it's
Oh, one of your special facilities.
if your bastion
shuts
has
down.
0 bastion defenders, which it does, one of your bastion special facilities is determined randomly, is damaged and forced to shut down.
Yeah.
But I have that, so it's randomly determined between 2 of the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. But that means that I have that. Just have to equate that out. Moving on to the second half of the second week as we wrap up our 20 days down, and then we'll figure out what we want to do from there. Just want to get you guys a feel of how this works. Move back up to cicatrix. So down yonder, roll me a percentage and percentile, see what happens.
28.
28. Roll me d8.
Keeping it chill. We are fully stocked and all that good shit. 7.
7. So we'll use this until it's longer fit, but you will find that something's going on in there. There's a little bit of frustration between something, as someone's been putting rotten eggs into people's boots.
Motherfucker.
Not really sure what's going on, but some sort of trickster is playing around. So Leonin seemed to not appreciate it as much as the trickster.
Fucking young
Thinks that's
child.
funny.
Leonin thinks they're fun.
But other than that, you're 12, fully armored,
Fully armored.
good to go.
Yeah.
And that covered itself, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
The cost of it.
And I still have a little bit left over.
left over from, yeah.
'Cause it was 1,200 gold. Or no, technically it's 1,300 gold because it's 100 plus 100 for each defender.
Mhm. And you got 15,
Yeah.
so you have
So I have
200 gold left for them, depending on what it is you want to do. You have an open communication source with them as of now, but that can easily change. If you want, you can spend some of that money to get a sending stone set up.
Yeah,
between
well, and
you
I
and your
have my
father.
money and some of theirs. I think that would be nice to have a sending stone.
For the 200 gold you have there, you could have one built.
Okay.
You have temporary guests there who are capable of building a sending stone. It'll help you guys get established.
Spend it. It'll be the speedy courier to get the other end to me.
It's on its way. It'll get to you eventually. I mean, you've got 2 weeks, and you've been that was literally pretty much day one they got that money.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
so you're good with that. Cliff, give me that percentile.
That's percentile. 14.
14. Give me a D8.
4.
As you're getting set up, at the close of the second week, you'll make another 550. So it's a total of 1,100 gold profit that you've made over the 2 weeks that you've had here. It's now become, with your workshop being set up there, and then all going, it's self-sufficient, to where the first half of the week they're stocking. I mean, the workshop is making stuff constantly for you. And now you're at the point right now where the workshop is keeping it stocked enough that through the course of the week they're making that 550 at the end of the 10-day for you. So 5 days of really stocking and going through and then selling, but they've kind of evened it out to where they're stocking and selling daily, and it's just kind of working out. So you're all set. Other than that, nothing really seems to happen. Your refugees are just kind of chilling outside. They're not really. I mean, they offered you the gold stay, and they're just kind of chilling now. So if you want to push them off and bring them to Jourenhail, it's an option, but it's up to you. Velnock, do we have another 92 to 98 in you?
That'd be fucking
I would
ridiculous.
love that.
Mr. Moneyman.
You are now at 12 defenders, as you are now capped, unless you wanted to expand.
76.
Hurt. So remember, and we'll talk about expanding at the end of this because you guys have just fully established everything's going. But you have your 12 defenders. I need you to roll me a D4.
1.
1. Of course, hold on, let's actually just look it up because I'm looking. I was like, I'll just look at it and it's like, oh, it's in chapter 3. But yeah, chapter 3 is just everything. It's the DM's toolbook, so it just has a little bit of everything in there. You've got your arcane study set up. A rather well-known mage from Solaris wants to come in and borrow it, take use of your study. Let me just get you a random name. I want to have something that I can remember, so let me use my random name generator when I get this set. So if you want to write this down, the person's name is Vaelith. One name, Elven Wizard, Vaelith. Vaelith. Vaelith comes and wants to do some research on the low and see the facilities that you've established, primarily because this is a new operation and they want to see how well things are going. As they're going through, they're kind of looking over shoulders, really seeing what's going on and keeping an eye on the arcane study. They stay there for 5 days, and at the end of the 5 days, Vela comes to you and goes, you run a tight ship here, and I like it. Hands you a scroll case. And then starts to walk out the door, and as they walk to the door, you watch as they start kind of casting a spell, and you see they just blip out as they teleport out of here. So it's a 7th level spell. Relatively powerful wizard. When you look at it, when you look into it, you'll notice that it is a letter of recommendation saying that Velnock runs a strong study, that the operations seem to be on the up and up, as according to how Solaris, or the Solarian Empire, wants to run things, and that future expansions and anything needed should be looked at positively.
Nice.
All right.
So that might be helpful down the road, because since you guys are sharing that, that letter of recommendation kind of covers this whole operation a little bit.
Hell yeah.
That was Velnok. In addition, go ahead and roll me your percentile to see if you can sell off that.
74.
Absolutely. 22 gold. Tarquin.
22.
22. This one. Nope. You hear Cicatrix being told about some issues with some trickster down in his home putting rotten eggs in shoes.
Unacceptable.
You think it's just crazy how that's happening. Suddenly it starts happening, and then somebody says, I swear, I was literally, I cleaned out my shoe, and I saw this little warp of like a flash of like swirling different magic colors, and an egg just appeared there. So you're thinking that maybe your subconscious thought it was funny and is now magically warping eggs into people's shoes every time that you're doing anything magic.
Perfect.
And it can get a surge.
You motherfucker.
Is the whole reason I decided to be a wild magic sorcerer.
Just-
That little bit of chaos.
Don't tell Clive.
In addition to that, you can. What was there anything specifically you wanted to research on this turn?
Probably more about, or if I could find out more about, I can't remember the demon's name.
No, Valen Huckabee.
Oh, the other guy.
I know.
The
Titivolus?
Titivolus.
Titivolus. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you some more information on that. Really, the biggest thing. Is that important? No, hold up. Give me 1 second, Chris. This might be slightly important. Sorry, this is just about your job setup, I think. Not important. I'll get that sorted. Titivolus. Let's see if I have anything new on Titivolus that I can offer you that I haven't already told you. Really, the biggest thing is that you're finding out that it's really hard to find out much about him because he's like this like lord of lies and stuff like that. Like the easiest way to find him is to search for Tit.
Hell yeah.
Um,
That's the best part about trying to research him.
Did you find anything? No, but
Check out this centerfold. Oh shit.
Nice.
I feel like you're getting closer. Keep turning the page.
So a big thing
After that?
again that you're finding is Titivolus isn't very physically strong when it comes to other archdevils, but he is a super cunning. He's really good at beguiling people. He's charming. He's pleasant. He's a master of negotiation and able to twist words so that he leaves his victims confused and believing that he's on their side. So that's like a big thing you're finding. But some people are very worried. There's some different archdevils who have been not necessarily attacked, but have been accused of potentially being Titivolus. there's word that they think Titillus has. Some people think he disappeared, but a lot of other people think that they're like, no, he replaced somebody. We don't know who. But one of these other archdevils, like anytime somebody does anything out of character, they're just kind of like,
Is it you, motherfucker?
okay. Kind of push him a little bit. Like, oh yeah, you didn't fall down. Okay, we'll see. But definitely a beguiling sword.
Sure.
And then you sell off your 2 potions, or your 2 antitoxins. Let's rinse the last one here. Perfect. So, that ends our 2 weeks of getting established. Now, as we are established in our bastions, things to consider is if you want to expand on anything, if that's something you want to do, you can start looking at different options. First of all, you can add basic facilities. A roomy basic facility costs about 1,000 gold pieces and takes about 45 days to be fully built. But I mean, 20 days wouldn't buy that quick.
Yeah.
So, but that's a thing. So if you guys want to do anything like that, if you want to make a little cramped one, that's a 10 by 10. It takes 20 days and it costs 500 gold. If you want a vast one, it costs 3,000 gold and it takes 125 days, unless you do anything to expedite any of this as well. But these are different things that you guys can start doing as well. Again, a vast room would be 36 squares, so pretty freaking big. It can be multiple levels and stuff like that too. So different things. If you guys want to start doing that, you can. In addition to that, certain things can be expanded upon. I'm just going to go through what we have. That one is not expandable. We have an armory, can't do that. Barracks can be expanded by spending 2,000 gold. A vast barracks can accommodate up to 25 bastion defenders. So if you want to spend 2,000 gold, you can make your barracks into a vast barracks. Just an option.
Definitely consider it.
That would mean you'd have 25 skeletons. So if something came for a request of aid, you'd be rolling 25 dice.
That would
And
be
then
kinda
If you
wild.
sent them all, anyway.
If I sent them all.
If you sent them all, yeah.
Which might as fucking well.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no reason not to.
Exactly.
So just an option.
It's kind of what my goals are. Build a
No.
giant fucking barracks.
So that's a thing to consider.
2,000.
It's
2,000 gold.
2,000 gold, but then you have to wait for it to be built.
Right, it's like 100
Well,
still.
expanding,
45.
when you're expanding specials, it takes time for basic facilities or enlarging basic facilities. When your special facilities, when it talks about expanding them, it doesn't say that it necessarily, just like when you get it, you have it. When you expand it, you have it.
Right.
You know, especially with him, because the way his barracks is kind of set up. I mean, you have a place where the skeletons are kind of out of the way and set up.
They're just kind of in
set
little
up
pockets on the
however
wall.
you want it.
Just put it
But
all
you could
against the
have
wall.
a vast facilities. You could also, I mean, depending on how you want to do it, guys could kind of work together and expand your barracks to a vast facility. That would mean you have sleeping quarters for 25 people, which technically you could also use as kind of in-stay, like making it more of like a hostel style, where it's just like one big area and be like, oh yeah, there's some beds in there. Like our defenders are skeletons; they don't really necessarily need. Yeah, you could, but as you're going through, just an option. But yeah, so you're kind of getting that set up. So the barracks can be expanded. The garden can be expanded as well. You can enlarge your garden to vast for 2,000 gold, which would give you 2 roomy gardens, and then
You can make
you
different
can
things, right?
you can do different things. When you enter the harvest order in the vast garden, each component garden produces its own harvest. A vast garden gains 1 additional hireling, so you get 1 more hireling, and then you'd also be able to double the amount of harvest. So just an option if you want to consider that.
I didn't make enough to be able to.
Well, we're not quite there yet.
All mine,
We're discussing this now. We'll go through there. Library, meditation chamber.
I didn't get to send my skeletons away.
Become glow in the dark.
Gain X amount of money.
Storehouse, you can expand, but
Pretty fucking lucky that you built a barracks.
I'm very happy with that.
your workshop, so for 2,000 gold, you can expand the workshop. If you do so, the workshop gains 2 additional hirelings and 3 additional artisan tools. So that would bring you to a total of 9. So there'd only be 2 things that you couldn't make there. And that would just ensure that they're pumping out all that extra material and making that money. So those are options as well. I know you only made, what, 2,200, but that technically covers an expansion if you wanted. Or you can also take that money and do something for yourself. You know, because you put the work in, you invested, you can take it, but remember, you got to spend money to make money.
Right.
So, at the end of this time, is there any expansions or anything that any additional changes anybody wants to make at this moment?
No
Not
additional
as much.
changes.
What do you think, Brad?
I'll upgrade the vast.
You're gonna do a vast barracks?
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
2,000.
He's like, yeah, I can do that.
I'm like,
My defenders are
You rolled
super
that-
beefed up though. But
yeah, you got, and you've got the armory, so your defenders all have bonuses and stuff, so that's nice.
And collectively we can add rooms. You said you like 36 by 36.
So,
a vast room.
That's 9 4x4 squares.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think. Yeah.
That's 9 4x4.
I said 36, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, it says 36. 1,
4 times 9 is 36.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It should be, what? It should be, this should be 36 squares, right? Should be basically like that.
Well, 4 times 4 is 16, so that's 16 squares. But they're doubled, so that is close, right?
No, it's
It's 32.
It's like that.
Yeah.
so you get that much. And I mean, as a bedroom, remember as well. I mean, if you want 4x4, so you could do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. 9 bedrooms. Now, if you want to do vast, it would cost 3,000 gold to add that. So that wouldn't be expanding.
Fast? No, I can't.
Vast is the
36.
36 squares.
Yeah.
You can do roomy, that's 1,000 gold, and that's 16 squares. So that'd be 4 bedrooms.
Double that.
So 2. You want to do 2 roomy.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. Yeah, absolutely. So that's, yeah, and that works. So yeah, they can start construction on that. It'll take 45 days to get done, but they'll get the bedroom or the room started for the tavern. That's never an actual one, right? Oh, yeah. So that's just an option. Cool. So you'll start getting that all set up. So mark off the gold for those 2 upgrades. Nobody else had anything major they wanted to upgrade. I did that. We're going to do.
Tell my guy that I want signs both ways on the road. Call this the in-between.
In between.
The in-between.
Nice.
I like it.
Very good.
So You want signs? No. We can definitely get signs. That's something easy enough to do. We have woodworkers and stuff. Fall in. That being said, those are feats. Just something to consider down the road. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Never mind. Because you're a bard, right?
Yes.
Can you do, just if ever you get a chance, what would be really nice is if we could get a programmed illusion going for that. Just down the road. That makes the best signs. You can have it to where whenever anybody passes, it says something to them.
Good deal.
Stop on it, motherfucker.
Right?
Walk into the
Get your ass.
The spellcasting service on that is
Right.
like, it would cost you 20,000 gold to do that. And it's like, yeah, it's nice, but you don't need that yet.
Right.
Not 20,000 gold for a programmed illusion.
Welcome
20,000
in.
and 25. But perfect. So you're getting that set, that all done. Now, during that 20 days, you wanted to spend all your time making the sword?
Training.
Training the sword?
Yep.
Cool. What were you doing during that time?
Oh man, ain't that the question?
20 days. I mean, you could be helping him with the sword. You could have traveled down, because it's
Travel down. And
a
travel
week
back.
there and week back.
Yeah,
You know, maybe that's why you spent the 20 days.
probably that.
Travel down, kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, and I
Travel
could
back.
have the sending stone. I would
And then
guess.
you'd have the sending stone, get everything all set. You can
I'm
also
training with
then
your skeletons.
transfer any funds or anything like that. Any money you had that you
They
wanted to
are
bring
just
down, or any money you
dummies.
wanted
Did you
to
break them? I just meant them.
Take
There
what
wasn't
was
any
left.
left
There you go.
over.
Arms
That
done.
was all
was
said and
good to go.
done. Didn't you have 200 gold? What did we do?
Yeah, but that was for the sending stones.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. That's what I said. Because
But I would want to also try to commission a great axe. Have my great axe reforged.
your great axe could absolutely be reforged. Now, are you trying to just have it just made normally, or are you trying to magify it?
I want to magify it.
Maybe magic it up. Or did you say warning?
Yeah, I think after the orc assassins, I think you would go with warning.
It makes sense.
It's still magic, but now he can sleep really in peace. And
Magically.
warning for this edition is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Allies and yourself within 30 feet, as long as you're not magically asleep, it'll awaken everybody if we're put in combat, and then give us all advantage on initiative. So, it's pretty cool.
Oh, gives everybody advantage? That's fucking nice.
Anybody within 30 feet of me.
Nice.
Yep. So.
You're a snorer, though. That might not be everybody.
Right? That's fair.
Um,
People are like, I'm not going to sleep anywhere near your ass.
Yes, absolutely. So that's something you can do.
But then it'd be his great axe becoming a great axe of warning.
Great axe warning. You've already got a really good great axe that has a lot to it. So, since you already have a one that would work, they'll fix your axe and make it for cost 400 gold.
Yeah.
If that works for you.
Can I bum 8 gold off you?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. I'll pay you back. I'm good for it.
Don't worry.
Now, the way they set up this workshop,
If I could do it myself.
you've got the bar that wraps around, and during the day you kind of see people over there working and whatnot like that. But they've got these workbenches, and they specifically set it up to where they have kind of 4 decent-sized workbenches. give you a feel. Again, build a room's about this big as your workshop. So they've got like 4 like pretty good workbenches set up that they're working off of. They'll move those into the center and create kind of like a little stage in the middle. They move it in, put their tools away when they're done for the night. And so you're like, cool, I've got a little like makeshift mobile stage you kind of set up. You do have a carpenter, so he made it to where they move in, little latch kind of locks it in, the stage isn't going to move. It's set up your little drum kick and things on there. So you've got a pretty good setup. So you got 2 weeks that you guys are kind of waiting for. Cicatrix is heading down south and coming up. If anybody wants to go with him, they can as well. Communications may be a little bit more difficult on that way. You guys are also kind of set up here. Do you want to take Blotch with you just to be on the safe side?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
If you guys are alright with that.
Yep.
I would appreciate it. Take him with me.
You'll hear some chiming.
I'll comprehend language.
If you're going to send me with him, can you at least loan him that helmet so that I can have some sort of chance of communicating
Yes.
if he'll listen?
Oh, it's like, hey, Cicatrix.
Yes.
Blotch wanted me to lend you this so you can communicate with him. I'll give you the helmet to comprehend language.
Wow, this is interesting. Do I have to attune to this?
No. Nope, you just have it on and go bloop.
Comprehend.
Like, what was that? And then you're comprehending it.
Oh, I just realized Cicatrix, the warning feature does require attunement.
Are you attuned?
I'm fully attuned because I have the boots, the gloves, and the periapt.
So, you'll have to decide. So give up the boots. Because I don't like you jumping and being on top of things right away.
Boots or gloves?
Boots would be the ones that you wouldn't want to give up because they're really good. The gloves are really nice too for just reducing damage.
Well, the big thing is too is like take a short rest before every night and attune to the warning, and maybe not have gloves or something.
That's fair too. That means an extra, or your short rests are now 10 hours. Because you'd have to take a short rest, then a long rest, and then a short rest to reattune. Well, I guess you could reattune, but if you reattuned at the end, you'd be fine while you're sleeping. As long as you slept at the first half, you could reattune at the end of it, so 9 hours, but
Still,
either way,
I don't know. Maybe I should just do the +1 then.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or just stop jumping on me.
No, I like that.
Yeah, I bet you like pouncing.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just do a +1 then. That's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just flat out control. While traveling, you will get some chiming noise, kind of too.
Cast little comprehend languages.
You guys are moving along the lake. He just asked if you guys can take a short break at the waterfall.
Easy enough. Yeah.
Cool. You'll take a short break at the waterfall, and you'll notice a couple of humanoid guys come up. They come walking up, and they'll walk, and you see they kind of come up and they talk a little bit, and are kind of the watch. They just if you can set the bag down. They come up and they're kind of talking with the bag a little bit. They'll even go so as far as you'll see like a little pouch kind of comes out and drops in front of them. Some communications back and forth, and then you gotta get a whisper again of, all right, we're good, we can leave.
Go over, pick him up.
So did you just witness drug deal?
No, it's definitely a drug deal.
Probably.
Give me a insight or a perception, either way.
Insight or perception. Perception's the better. So we'll do perception. Yes. Hey, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You'll notice that where the like waterfall where it's coming out, there was that big cave entrance. That cave entrance is like partially closed off. Like it looks like somebody's been like maybe like using a mason work, but they're trying. It looks like natural rock, so it just looks like the cave entrance isn't as big, but it looks like it's drastically closed off. It'd be harder to get inside of that area now.
Nice.
But you can travel down, kind of meet up, and when you get there, your brother will be kind of in the center of the barracks. They have a rather large barracks area set up for you. In the center, there's a bed, and they've got like ceremonial cloths and stuff like that. And your brother's lying there, still in this kind of like almost like comatose state. And your father's looking after him. Looks to you.
Father,
I'm glad you could be here. You exceeded my expectations.
thank you. It took a while to realize exactly what the purpose was of me leaving. But I'm glad that we have at least found a safe place.
Blackmane is not what I believe him to be.
I've seen visions of him.
I heard that you saw visions from my eyes bestowed to you upon, or bestowed upon you from our ancestors. This place was once a very, very strong location for the Leonin. We had bridges that crossed the river to the south. Blackmane has cut off all travel across the river and kind of pulled everybody in, so I feel that we are safe here as we grow and expand. And I'm glad that you didn't end up killing any of our friends.
Well, I can't say it wasn't without trying until I saw the error of my ways.
That is fair.
They were certainly kind to leave me alive when they could have taken my life a few times.
Nine Elves Watch is not the adversary, but more so the aid to the Leonin. They aid the shifters the same way they aid the Leonin. Shifters are dealing with something similar to what we are dealing with Blackmane, potentially even Blackmane himself. So we believe Blackmane is a shapeshifter. But I'm glad that you have offered our people this place again.
I will continue to send as much aid to try and build it as best we can, bring it back to its former glory. What will it take to bring Axios back?
Magic's beyond what we know at this point. Even my powerful spellcasting friends know little of that. But enchantment is on him.
It would be difficult for him to see our side anyway, I'm sure.
The only thing I know for sure is that the only guarantee to awaken him is to slay Blackmane.
It is a goal, but our people have such a massive force. Getting to him would be difficult.
It would be difficult for sure to bring an army at him. And it would take an army to take him.
Small force,
But if we could get a small infiltration force, strong enough warriors, that would be the way to do it. To set up an ambush, catch him, potentially either traveling, because we do think he travels between the shifter areas to the north. Travels over here to shifter areas and down into Pride Rock. Luckily, whatever movement he does, he moves along the mountains. We believe he has a hidden escape. He says he's communing with the gods and he disappears off into his cave. But we believe he has exits where he leaves his cave and travels there. That would be an option, or potentially finding the secret caverns behind his stay and fighting him there.
any help that I can offer, any new intel, please let me know.
I will stay in communication with you. Here, I'm gonna hand you a stone. Use this to communicate with us, and we will be able to work here. I'll keep our people strong, keep our people training. We'll try to expand as much as we can. And outside of that, I know you have things to do. I can't offer you aid if you wish in your return home.
Yes, please. I mean, that would be wonderful.
When he says that, a rather familiar looking elf kind of just comes into light. And he walks over towards where you guys have, you have that teleportation sigil. He's got a building built up around it. And you can see he walks over to it. The sigil looks burnt into the ground, like somebody possibly is casting on this. Because they have to cast on it every single day to make it permanent again. It'll take until you're level 9. That's how many days he has to cast. But he'll go over and he'll go in there and he'll kind of draw out a rune and cast it. And a portal opens up in front of you.
I thank you, Elyon.
Absolutely. It's good to see you.
Likewise. Through the portal.
As you're going through, he kind of pats you on the back, but just a kind of a very rough pat. And you are in Jourenhail.
Nice. Quick and easy.
And so you get back to Jourenhail because he has somebody there who has a portal. Can you stop? Come on.
No, I want to keep going.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's fine. That's what hit this. You can do it. Just stop. No, you're not going to.
Cicatrix would want to try and find Clef at some point.
Okay. So you're training with the sword. You do that, and you're going to find Clef. Clef. So do you want to do anything other than perform and try to make some coin over this 2 weeks?
He loves doing that.
Perfect.
That's
So I'm going to break it into 4 performance checks.
okay. Performance check. Well, the first one's a 17.
17.
Second one's a 29.
29.
The third one is a 20. And the fourth one's a 27.
Damn.
Tarkin's over
Forming
there
his ass
practicing with his sword. And he's just like, occasionally, just like looking over.
He's like, dude, he's fucking tearing it up. Alright. Get it, my dude. So we get that artificer bard too. So electric charge too.
I know. Upgrades. Upgrades.
That's why maybe if we all die, we all just play bards. Because I could make my cartographer a bard.
We're just a traveling band.
We're just a band. Boys in the band, let's go.
We're all
So we
what?
can keep the prefab for.
Maybe. I have a really fun wizard idea though that I just want to do so badly. People sleep on a spell that I just think is so fun. Vortex Warp.
Yeah.
Make a save. Actually, you're over there.
Dude, Chess Mage is where it's at. Remember I used to make the Chess Mage in 3rd edition? And it was like, oh cool. You get to move half your speed and make an attack roll. and then I get to do this as a bonus action, and then teleport 2 people and like switch places and stuff like that.
Trade places.
It's
with
like-
more people.
Like their warrior moves in, and then their caster's in the back, and it's like cool, swap them. So now they're like
Caster's in the front,
caster's in the front, it's like and their warrior's off in the back. He's like fuck.
Wait, Brad, what?
He's like, oh, by the way, slow on you.
Yeah.
Haste on my ally. That was back when you didn't have to concentrate on everything, though.
Right.
I'm looking for, where are you?
It's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make my ranger a bard. Ranger bard.
Well, and you can also just take the musician background and
Right.
kind of do it without actually having to all be bards, but
Right.
still, that's an option. I swear this is in here.
The traveling band. If we all die, we become class recruits.
But if we all die, then Cliff's dead too.
Nah. Cliff found a way out for sure.
Cliff's dead.
Is it, oh, you know what? I bet
Cliff
it's
kinetic jaunted away.
in here.
The Sigters fought until he fell, as usual. That's how it goes.
As far as Tarquin knows, he's been dead this entire time.
Cliff's been dead?
No.
Oh,
Tarquin. Tarquin's been
Tarquin.
dead.
Tarquin probably is dead.
He flew out of a window and woke up in a bed.
Everyone just told me he's like alive again. It's like, okay.
As far as he knows, it was all just a
necromancer
dream.
party. You might still be dead.
That's true.
As far as he knows.
The last time you really looked
Right.
at everything.
I mean,
You got all
think
the
about
bits
it.
still.
Think about it. How do you know if you're not dead? How do you know if you're not alive?
If you look at you, you got some pretty massive like surgery.
You got some serious stitched up. You might be like.
Well, yeah, I got
Frankenstein
blasted
going
out
on.
of a window. Legitimately.
Completely different story.
I know this is in one of these fucking books somewhere, and I'm just not finding it. Do you remember where they had like between adventures downtime activity?
Yeah,
What was
it's
it under?
Acquisitions Incorporated has some.
Well, I know, but they have the new
Xanathar's has
rules.
it. Oh, the new rules?
It's not under downtime activities, which is what it used
Oh,
to be.
that's right. Yeah.
And there was something in the new rules. I'm just trying to
Yeah, maybe that.
find between adventures or something. I'm just trying to remember where it was. I think it might be at the end of Adventuring Gear. Because I have this really cool chart of exactly how much money you can make working outside of thing, so that I can try and make sure it's not unbalanced. Just throw random amounts of coin at him.
Right.
Because I don't want to not give you enough. I also don't want to like overwhelm
Anyway, it's
you
just
with
weird
coin.
that after
hate to.
Tarquin got shot out of the window and died, we went to fight a necromancer.
That's kind of weird. What a crazy random happenstance.
Craziness.
Like, wait a
Travel food
second.
resources.
This doesn't seem right.
Magic items.
Or it was all just a bad dream. You just woke up in a bed one day.
It's only just a dream.
It's like I swear.
I guess
Should
it's
I
not
cast
impossible for
Fireball
us
right
to all
now?
have the exact same dream.
Oh, you have to ask him again later.
I swear this was in here. I don't think I'm going
Does
to
that-
but I
does
swear
that-
that was.
I feel like it's
Six-sided dice actually make any sense?
I'm like, where the hell is it?
Just, meh. Meh.
Maybe.
It's got to be with resting.
It's like a lot of maybes and a definite yes or no.
That's where it's got to be. It's got to be with near the resting part. Where the fuck is even that right now? I'm like, I
That's
know
the
it's fucking
Best
in
part
here.
about me carrying Blotch now is that I have Thunderstep, so I can be like, oh, this person needs healing. disappear, everyone around me takes damage.
That is very helpful.
As long as Blotch is a willing creature. I guess he...
Yeah, you don't have to be willing.
I thunderstep Blotch just as it falls. Well, dang it, Blotch.
Watch why?
Check there.
Why would you do this?
Maybe it's after conditions. Let me get into this stuff. There's a whole really cool chart on it that they added, I swear. That's not it. No. There was like a chart for like how much money you can make doing jobs and stuff. They literally had one that was like, while performing, you can make this. I swear it was in the new book. And I'm just going crazy.
Yeah, I cannot remember where it is.
Hirelings, like, I have all the stuff for WIM. You do that, but I used it the last time you guys had downtown in the city. I got one last thing to look at. We'll see. What is it here?
Under skills or anything like that?
I think it was just in 2014. And then I used I feel like, was it in Santa Claus that I was using? I swear I was using 2024. Let's see what it says here. Activities.
This Monster Hunter come out tomorrow. But Pokemon's hopefully gonna announce their next game.
So there's that.
Pokemon's next.
So
Well, it doesn't come out. It's just tomorrow's Pokemon Day. And they have a thing where they're gonna be talking about all their Pokemon stuff.
I mean, that works, I guess. Yeah.
And they announced a game
Maybe that's what it
last
was.
year, a year ago.
I think
And
that's
they haven't
exactly
said
what it
anything
was.
about it since.
Fair enough.
I think it's because I was using the
Acquisition?
comfortable lifestyle, but I was using the work from this. So, because a comfortable lifestyle for you. You killed that, so that's so some slow.
Freaking adorable. Oh my god.
I'm so excited to see more.
That's awesome.
Adorable. Probably really wants to only work the 2 hours I am now scheduled tonight. You can just work whatever. I'm like, okay. Don't tempt me with time.
Right. I was trying not to do all this, man. So it's
Your ship
100
just
there,
disappears.
and then
Oh no. I guess I don't have to work.
Apparently that's what happened. Because I was like, hey, like someone took me off the schedule for tonight. And he was like, no, the system just did it. And I was just like, it's weird that you guys were able to.
So you'd make
schedule
170
me, and
gold
the
off of
system
just
would
tips.
take me off the schedule for the day.
Over the course of the 2 weeks.
It sounds like it's meant to be, boss. Are you sure you want me there?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
so
thought you guys were
170.
worried about a bunch of, wash over your scheduled shift and stuff.
You were looking for him
Yes.
for whatever reason.
Citrix, it's good to see you, friend.
Likewise. I was thinking a lot while I was traveling with Blotch and this cap that I was using to communicate with him is interesting. But it made me remember something that you had said to me a long while back when we had first met, that you would be interested in learning the language of my people.
Absolutely.
I am not a teacher necessarily, but I can try and help you.
I would appreciate any effort you put into it.
If I'm going to be establishing a base and trying to help my people get out from underneath Black Main's rule, I think it would be wise to have ambassadors and people with your silver tongue knowing my people's language.
That would be highly beneficial.
I will try my best. I can't guarantee anything.
And I will try to get down your growls and utterances as well as I can.
Many of my people have thick accents, as you found with the one who pursued me.
Yeah.
Our warriors tend to be bigger, thicker, sound a little more like me, but we have monk-like people. They will talk a lot like this. Cigarettes.
Great, even tougher to understand.
Why has that come back here? They flip words and sound educated. I find it as a waste of time, but if you speak in my tongue, they will understand.
Phil knocks skeletons like walking behind you guys, just kind of like looks.
Skeleton just slowly turns.
Cigarettes.
Because he can't understand the language.
So,
He also used to be the monk-like Leonin.
if and when we have some downtime, I can assist you.
I'll always be interested in taking the time to learn that, definitely.
Absolutely.
Would you prefer to do this down at your area? Because I've made this place fairly self-sufficient.
I think immersion is probably the best way to learn a language.
Agree.
So if you wanted to accelerate that process, it would probably be our best bet.
I'm thinking you being away from your area probably can't help your cause down there.
Well, currently the biggest cause is try to research, gather as much information about Black Mane and what it is that he does when he's not putting on his face for my people. I was able to glean some information that he may use the mountains to travel north and that he might be manipulating the shifters in the same way. But
That could be problematic.
this is also speculation, but these people are the ones that knew something was wrong with him to begin with. And after attempting to murder them and then leaving me alive, I have this weird desire to trust them.
There's something you said about that.
So, my goal while I'm here is to try to research, find out if there's anything I can learn about, I don't know, shapeshifters, creatures with backwards hands, what Blackmane could really be, if that's even possible.
Maybe he is a shapeshifter.
Of some sort. I've seen it in visions. I don't know what type. Obviously not a typical shifter, but something more powerful.
I would be happy to travel with you. In fact, let's do that.
I don't know what else we would do with our time, but
Speak language.
yeah, you are always welcome. It is self-sustaining. My people have enough defenders there that are well armed. We should be safe. Whenever we get time down.
And then lastly, so over the 2 weeks spread with Velnok, what do you want to do with Velnok? You know, you were doing some scribing scrolls before, which is highly lucrative. I think you have the capital to put in the forefront to scribe scrolls.
Should I help Cicatrix by telling my researcher to
Yeah, I
research
think
Blackmane shifter?
Gonna continue to do that for like the first week, and then like the second week I'll just go around town and like helping out with like my mending spell, like to see if anybody needs anything like fixed, like the smith or like any like the workshop type thing.
So, what third level spells do you know?
I'm probably not working a full shift, so. These third levels. And if they yell at me, be like, well,
Okay.
technically.
So making the spell scrolls. Be there, and that's a guarantee. Then you have that. Yeah, if you're going to spend, you said you want to spend the first week scribing scrolls, that whole first week, and then the second week you're going to be doing offering spellcasting services. So give me a second. It goes half that. Turn scroll, you must have proficiency in Arcana skill and spell throughout each day. You must also have any material components by the spell. I feel like it's easier here. I just want to make sure you're getting the right amount from your down or from your casting for creating scrolls. Let's see. This here. Equipment. Scroll. Time based off the level. The spell is shown each description 8 hours. That's that, right? I get that, but look in here, look at I'm just gonna from the phone. I have to make it so.
Anybody like anything to drink?
Yes, I'd love a Pepsi.
I think they have still teas in there. Pick up tea.
There should be some.
Brad, would you like anything?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
Well, you must have proficiency. I swear it used to say that cantrip the spell works as if you know your level. That's how much it takes to set up. Isn't there? I feel like there's a different price. But I guess not. It doesn't make sense. I could have sworn it said that scribing scrolls, because it has the time and the money.
Yep.
But I swear that the money it takes to craft it should be about half of what it sells for. Normally. But there's nothing that says that anywhere here, and I'm just like, it literally just says, scribing scrolls, spellcaster can transfer a spell to a scroll and create a spell scroll using the rules below. Time and cost. Scribing a scroll takes amount of time and money based off of the level of the spell as shown in the spell scroll cost table. For each day of inscription, you must work 8 hours. If a scroll requires multiple days, it doesn't need to be consecutive. Prerequisites to the scribe. To scribe a scroll, you have to have proficiency with Arcana or with calligrapher supplies and have a spell prepared each day of the inscription. You must also have on hand any materials that require or material components required by the spell. If the spell consumes its material components, they are consumed only when you complete the scroll. The scroll spell uses the spell save DC or use your spell save DC and attack bonus. Cantrips goes through and does that. So I'm like,
yeah. So third level spell takes 5 days, and it costs him 150 gold. But then that spell would be like the cost of purchasing what a third level spell cost.
Under spellcasting services? Because when you look at, if you look at spell scrolls, it says to look at the same exact chart. Like if you look at your spell scroll item, it says to use this chart for pricing. So by that means it costs the same amount of money as you can sell it for.
It sells for 300 gold.
Where do you see the sell value?
So I went up to services and looked under spell casting. I mean, for one casting of a service, or you can give them a scroll, right?
Well, if you look at, yeah, there's the spellcasting services, and yeah, like I see what you're saying for that, for the spellcasting services, casting a third level spell costs 300 gold. But if you look at a spell scroll, it says it only costs 50 gold. If you look at
in the inventory,
if you look at your inventory, it says to see the spell scroll cost. maybe in the DMG, maybe the DMG says something separately, but I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it just says refer to the spell scroll cost. Unless it says something different.
Well, I mean, in here it says a spell scroll level 3 is an uncommon item, so you could sell it for maybe the top end of a uncommon and sell it for 400. But I think that's probably left up to you at that point.
That would make more sense.
Because a spell scroll level 2 is still uncommon, and a spell scroll level 1 is a common.
Yeah. What was I looking for?
So the level 1 would be the 50. Or I guess it'd be 100. It would cost you 50, right? No, it would cost 25. So yeah, that roughly makes sense.
I just feel like it literally had
A breakdown on it somewhere.
a breakdown on it, and with the rest of this, it just says just to go to that. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm getting to that point where like I have enough of it memorized, but then I look at it, I'm like, wait,
Is it
it's
actually
different. Which one is it? Because I'm blending certain things together. Magic item variety, creating magic items, random properties, crafting magic items, tools, spells, time and cost, raw materials, magic item features, and magic items.
They have a fucking wild interpretation of how much an ounce of ink can write. Holy shit.
How much do they say?
1 ounce of ink can write up to 500 pages. Like fuck it can.
I mean, if you have an ink quill and stuff like that, I mean, that writes quite a bit.
Yeah, but not 500 pages. There's no way in hell.
How small you're writing.
You should draw a line across 500 pages, but still.
I mean, maybe.
That is
Ounce
so
of
much
ink,
fucking
though?
ink. That is not that much. Like 1 ounce of ink cannot do 500 pages of a wizard's
A pencil doesn't
spell.
a pen doesn't have an ounce of ink in it.
Right.
And I can write a
Right.
fuck ton before on
An
those.
ounce is a good little vial, but
Mhm.
500 pages?
It's true though. I've had the same pen for almost 2 years and it's still not out.
And he writes a lot.
I don't know about that.
Toad probably ran the pen out in 2 or 3 years. But it's writing a lot every day.
That's not a whole lot. And
that
pens
is
aren't as
kind of a lot of
efficient as.
I want your guys' pens then, because holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know how mine's not empty yet.
Mine run out, Kayla's runs out. Like, we have decent, like, chunky pens with good amounts of ink in it.
I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I swear. Players can. Let's see. The player's handbook contains rules on brewing potions and scribing scrolls to create other magic items. Follow the rules below. Like, that's it. So, I'm guessing that it then just sells for the cost. But see, when you look at, like, let's say you're getting ready to purchase something. So let's look at collections, magic items.
AC 28.
You know, I go to scroll.
Hits.
Spell scrolls. It says spell scrolls bears blah blah casting.
Which did you?
26. Second attack.
Yep.
AC 27.
Hits.
I guess it would just be the cost of the thing. So okay, so that tells me what we can do. So that works.
Yeah,
Then
just
I'm just gonna go off of that. So then
My turn.
for
Make it save.
Advantage.
for crafting scrolls, then your best bet would still be.
Nope. 8d6. There you go.
I'm spending 10 days down.
22, 25, 27 damage. Fire damage. 27.
So when you're doing,
Do you know how to mad magic me? See what you get from wild magic first. You just use your crystal.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. I should re-roll my damage die. There's like a couple ones in there.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Cost.
Alright, there you
So
go.
it's actually
So it's like
1 and 5, so 6 more damage.
6 more damage.
You did bloodies.
Yes. 700.
77. Oh jeez.
So over the course of a
your-
week,
you
your
have the
best
poison
bet in
condition
selling scrolls, you
for-
can make 700 gold by scribing scrolls and then selling them. 700 would be your best, and I'd be making as many second level spell scrolls as you could.
Okay.
So yeah, you can absolutely do that.
So you can
No,
20.
what are you talking about for consumables?
I'm in death saves.
Minus 2 death notes.
You can make. Yeah, because you could make every cost.
And Tarquin's dead.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So yeah, that you can do that for the first week, and then the second week you would just want to go offering spellcasting services.
Yeah.
Success.
What all spells are you going to offer?
Success.
Just the mending, or
Mending and then the
Success.
floating.
Sensor's floating disc?
Yeah, 10 foot floating just to like help people like
Carry stuff around.
I just feel like,
Like,
knowing,
since it is like
Sixers,
a-
he would just
like a dock.
continue
area. I'll load it up and then I'll just move it over.
Okay.
Not for spawn.
Tensors is you're doing that. Tensors are first, right?
Tensor is the first.
33 points of
Let's
damage.
see.
Everybody in that radius.
What other? I'm just gonna look at your spells that you have
Almost 30
prepared.
points of damage, and then
Hold on.
15-ish.
See what kind of things people might be looking for.
And everybody.
There takes like 30 damage.
Except for you, and you.
So spending a day offering the mending. Roll me percentile.
Roll a Constitution save.
53.
53.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. 10 from the 24.
Um,
So I think on a save, take half damage. Half 3d10 here.
Yeah, you can make about 60 gold.
So it's 16.
In the first day?
Thunder damage.
You're looking at it, you're like,
And then,
you
thunder
you
could be
could
heard up to
probably
300
like
feet.
offering your services
So,
make
you
like
guys
50 to
just hear
60 gold a day. Just fixing things for people.
90
So-
feet.
Oh,
And you could basically make that up.
reputation.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely
One
doable.
action.
And one was actually close to hand axe.
So if you spend the whole week doing that, we'll say
17.
Shit. And it wouldn't work, guys. It only makes it a 16.
you could make 550 gold over the course of the full week, going out and casting spells and fixing things and mending things for people.
Almost need my money back that I spent to make a vast barracks.
16.
Alright.
Yeah, because this is spellcasting services. Even for a cantrip, it costs 30 gold. So you can just sell it for about that.
Success. Success.
If you had other like certain higher level spells and stuff like that, you could possibly get more because you can a third level spell slot could grant you 300 gold,
Good.
depending on where. So
Think about that.
just depending on what spells you get, but there's nothing. Now you do have that money. While you're in town, is there any spells that you want to potentially purchase?
His tribal hand axe just.
Now you're just imagining.
None that are
Just
like.
like a teleport 90 feet away.
super
I just turn
helpful
around
at
and
the
you're
moment.
just like.
I mean, I could buy a couple, or because I would just have to buy one and then write it down on my book, and then I'd memorize it, right?
Yeah.
I'll probably buy like Dispel Magic.
That's a secret weapon.
Dispel
Everyone's
Magic's
afraid of
not a
the
bad
great
one.
axe, but that hand axe.
You have Enemy Dead, Counterspell, Thunderstep Knife. Some of the good ones. The Summon Undead's not a bad one either.
Yeah, doesn't that require like 300 gold pieces or something?
Takes a pricey material item, but once you have it, you have it.
Yeah,
that's
tears
right.
inside of a gem worth at least 300 gold piece. It's not consumed. You just have to buy that once, and then you can and use it over and over and over.
Oh, because it's a focus, but it's a required
Yeah.
focus.
And then you can summon that. And that nice thing with that is that creates an undead that doesn't require any actions and just moves and does stuff.
That's true.
So I can roll 2 more d8.
So
Yeah, I'll get a Summon Undead.
Cantrip.
you'd have to spend the 300 there.
24,
and
29
then,
damage just for a cantrip. Or 28 damage.
Wizard.
Easy 20.
Let's go. 20 points damage. Do it again, basically. Second attack. Over that. Right, got me. Now.
And we're going through on this as well. What's in here?
19 again.
Both times you got me down to
Bonus action roar. Make a wisdom save.
does a 9 save.
No, you're frightening.
I again thunderstep, make contact.
There we go. That's what they said.
Actually make it. Absolutely.
So adding a third level spell would cost 150 gold and take 6 hours to add it.
Then
And
on
then
top
you'd
of
have
the 300.
And then you'd have to have the 300 for that
Yeah,
item as well.
yeah.
Thunderstep
And then so
either way.
you take the 300 off, and then
And
add,
then you come back.
you could add that item in under like add custom item.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the bottom of like go to your like equipment or whatever and add a custom item,
Silver bunch.
and you can type that
I
in.
don't have any more.
Oh no. I'll reroll the Bladed Skull. I'll take the 3.
And
We'll just roll them all. We'll just roll.
that's it. So
Fail.
you guys finish off the 2 weeks. Um,
Oh, not 20. I'm perfectly fine.
Is there anything else in the area? Anything else you guys want to get done, or do we know what our plan is at this point?
Well, I know after the 20 days, just because I got nothing else for my guy to research, I'm gonna tell him to research. If you could do some research on shifters, black main, can help Secret trick it out
Okay.
a little bit. But
Yeah.
you know, that would be after another 5 days or so.
Yeah. You have some downtime before you do that.
We were just messing around over here, and I hit Cicatrix with the Sorcerer's Burst, because I could roll 2 d8s now, and I rolled 2 8s. I did 28 damage on a cantrip. And that'll never happen.
It could when you least need it.
Right.
Right.
It'll be the 1 HP orc that's left standing.
All right.
Except now, I can do enough damage with my axe to drop an orc with cleave, you guys.
Hell yeah.
You mean not leaving with 1 hit point?
I can do 15 damage and make cleave.
Give me
But I also
a
attack twice.
Arcana, Brad.
I can cleave and cleave.
Right.
Or is it just
26.
26. Perfect. So one thing you'll notice where you're going through,
Oh, yeah.
some scrolls that turn pretty quick. Enhance ability is a 2nd level spell that seems to be pretty easy to sell. People seem to want that one pretty often. Scrolls of invisibility, which is a 2nd level spell.
Makes sense.
Those ones people like to buy.
Nat 20.
Um,
Wasn't it? Nat 20.
Absolutely.
Cool. Casting Witch Bolt.
And then
So you take 4 or 8 d12 damage.
scroll of see invisibility. Those ones sell pretty well.
Only makes sense.
Do you know see invisibility?
It might be in one of my prepared
34
spells.
damage.
Like one of the non-prepared, but like you
Or,
know
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Dispel magic is one that does sell pretty well.
Hell yeah.
Scrolls of fly tend to sell pretty well.
I can see that.
Scroll of Galder's Tower sells decently enough.
And then, what is it? I'd have to roll a 26 to maintain concentration on which one?
Scroll of Remove Curse sells pretty well as well.
13. I rolled a nat 20.
You're actually noticing that one sells like very, very well. Scroll of Remove Curse.
Remove curse does.
Mhm. So those are all some of the different spells
Right, so now
that
you
if
know
you
your
picked
11,
up, you
12
could make
damage.
scrolls and sell them relatively well. Or just also
I'll eat your challenge.
think about those are
Bonus
decent
action.
scrolls to
Bonus
have on
bonus
hand.
action. Deal 4 damage.
Are you guys fighting each other?
Yeah.
That's fair.
This is how I got proficient with my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Cedric's just beating his ass over.
he could basically drop me regardless in one turn.
Yeah.
No, it's tough. I have
It
to
is
roll
tough,
high.
right.
I have to roll really high.
Mm-hmm. But it's still an option.
Yeah, it's still very possible.
So at the end of the 2 weeks, you guys are all kind of getting together. You've got some things in motion, figuring out which direction you guys want to go. What is your next plan of attack? Right now, Magus is like, hey, I'm gonna chill for a little while. If you guys need me for anything, I'm definitely gonna help. But right now, I'm just gonna be building up my barracks, building up my people, trying to make sure we have something established.
Makes sense. That was your whole purpose for being here. So, if there's anything that you need from us, let us know.
I will definitely reach out to you if I need anything.
I don't know what else to do. The forced hand isn't quite so forced anymore thanks to Lodge.
True.
But getting stronger is still on the docket.
Discovered it is works out to our advantage to work together, though.
Definitely does. You make a pretty good team.
I think we figured out how to really work well together. Quite the name for ourselves. Your in-between seems to be thriving.
Do okay.
I have been researching on your troubles down south with Blackman and stuff, trying to see if they can find any information on
I'm grateful. He is even beyond divination magics according to Ninel's watch, so it will be difficult. I think things to research will be things with backwards hands or, again, shapeshifters. Maybe something demonic. I don't know. This creature killed differently than my people.
Do you know if maybe we should go check any bounties on the bounty board? Maybe get some extra gold. I know everyone's kind of threatened.
I'm not doing so well, actually.
Everybody's all like, yeah, we're gonna make some money. We got this stuff going. And it's like,
He's got like a nice little coin purse, clink, and it's just like copper pieces.
Vilnock's over here.
Before we get too interested in that bounty board, though, there was a trip that I wanted to make further west.
What is in the west?
What the hell's the name of the town they wanted me to go to?
River's Break.
Solaris?
It was Solaris.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
That last job you got?
Mm-hmm.
Solaris.
So like all the way west, basically.
Yeah, as far as you can go. You have some things you could investigate in River's Break.
Right. I'm down to head west. If we can take some downtime in Rivers Break, so I can kind of look around.
Definitely. If you're willing to go with me all the way to Solaris, I'm definitely willing to help you do whatever you need to do in River Break.
There's some movement down south, but nothing too crazy. The biggest thing is you're thinking that you need a stronger group to be able to move in on him.
Yeah.
At this moment, you will find as they're going through over this time, they'll tell you that they've located 3 more keys, potentially.
Jesus.
So in the south, there's some dwarven mines near where the river kind of connects in here, which could potentially be some things of where he's moving. But there's a large abandoned dwarven mine. It's abandoned because it's very haunted. But they believe that there's a powerful necromancer there, or at least there possibly was a powerful necromancer. There's a powerful undead creature of sorts that is using one of the keys, potentially. Again, when you gather all 12 keys and you put it together, it opens up a portal to a domain of dread. You can basically enter and exit that domain at that point. So if you know somebody's in a domain of dread, you can actually use it to like remove them or to enter in and assault it against what normally happens. But once you do that, those keys are separated out. So thinking somebody used it and possibly the key showed up in a dwarven mine and caused a lot of the dwarves to die, become undead creatures, and eventually one of them rose up to be powerful enough to kind of channel that. Powerful undead with domains of dread have the ability to influence whoever's using their key. So you notice that orc was being influenced by, why is his name just leaving my mind right now? So that orc found a key that was being influencing him by.
Talking about dwarves, right?
Well, I'm saying the orc that you guys found before that you fought. There are dwarves down there, yes.
Well, the words of which you're speaking.
Abandoned
I was
mines.
going to say statistically, 6 out of 7 dwarves are not happy.
That,
Good timing too. Can this
Ow.
of course, it's not good.
Just
Just
saying.
I didn't know where you're going with that, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh.
Took a minute.
Okay.
God damn it.
And I was like, why are you so fixated on the dwarves?
That's all I wanted to keep.
Oh yeah, Dorsane. So you're thinking that Dorsane was influencing that orc, and that's why the orcs seem to have almost ghoulish features. So some sort of powerful undead could be influencing dwarves down there, creating some sort of thing. There is one that is off in the forest north of the river here. they don't know exactly what's going on. They think some speculation is that a hag is using something to create a haunted forest area for herself. Some other people think that it's just a powerful undead. It just seems hag-like because of how scary and spooky the area is. Not 100% sure. And then also there's one out in the water at a place called the Forever Seen Hills.
You motherfucker.
Okay.
Don't tell me.
Like which direction is it?
The Forever Seen Hills. If you got out on a boat, it's like 2 weeks travel away from mainland, about a 1 week travel south.
Okay.
Avoid it.
It's
For fuck's sake.
they'll tell you it's basically you have an island. It's a forested island that has a sandbank that completely circles the exterior island. So people dock on the sandbank, and you have to cross over and then take a boat through this freshwater like bay that wraps all the way around the island. So you basically got this island, and then you have a sandbank around it.
Based
If you
on
will.
Alex's reaction,
And this
we
is
should
all
go
fresh
down.
water, and this is all salt
Yeah, let's
water.
go do it first.
Thumbs down. Signatures is down. He'll hit zombies all fucking day. Or hit you guys.
Try.
At that point, could
Natty
you
1, 99%.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I just cut in half? Sound off.
So there's something weird about that island. So
Well, it sounds like we could possibly head west, take a break in River's Break, hit the main city for Clef, and then possibly head towards that hag.
yeah, that's
I'm
3 of
assuming
our
so.
goals. Because I think anything that down south is probably going to be
And if we
We
survive
need
all
more
that
power.
shit, we got his thing we can do.
exactly. We'll probably level up.
If we get tired of going up north, or if we go up north and it comes back, then we can go down south. It will take us through Shifterland if we were to try to go and see those dwarves or that abandoned mine. Which, going through Shifterland, going through the mine, might show me some things about Black Meat. But, we never know. Sweet. I can't exactly say we'd look forward to seeing him, but also better that we run into him as a small group than try to assault him with an army.
Yeah, absolutely.
My people are formidable. We need no survivors.
Sounds like we might have a plan of action.
Battalion of those Monk Leonin of Pegasi.
Doesn't sound good.
The one we found was kind of formidable.
Only like the highest leaders get a thing. Like he was a general to have a Pegasus.
He's pretty up there.
You wouldn't get a whole battalion on them. Maybe like one Pegasus and then a bunch of other guys like riding like other animals. Some of them ride like some dire beasts and such.
So we have lion breeding pens and shit like that.
Alright, are we
Yeah,
ready to
you're
invest?
like your dire tiger sort of thing, and like or dire tiger, and then your like dire lion.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those with Leonin on them.
Those are scary enough, and then you put a Leonin on top of it. They become
If
a
it's
problem.
big enough, they do like the multi-saddle thing where it's like you've got one Leonin who's like on the saddle controlling it, and then there's a lifted, raised saddle behind him, and then a backward saddle, and you have 2 riders with bow and arrows.
Damn.
Sounds quite dastardly. Well, are we ready to head west?
Is there any preparations you guys want to do, or anything you need to pick up, plan out before you start heading west?
Does anyone need 26 copper pieces? Okay, just checking.
Maybe we can spend that on some holy water.
Sure.
Great idea, actually. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm like, I have to buy something. I know that.
Just because we didn't have it last time and we might not need it this time, doesn't mean I want to go without it.
Can we figure out how to make it?
which pretty much means we won't need it, but we sure as fuck will if we don't have it.
That takes a ceremony spell or something, right? To bless your water or something.
It is a ceremony spell to make holy water.
Unlikely.
All right. Well, before
Can you open the ceremony spell real quick and tell me the details on it real fast? Somebody, while I'm cleaning the map. I got it. Oh, ceremony. First level ritual. Bless water. So we can make holy water, but it costs 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver, which the spell consumes. You could also use 25 gold pieces worth of residual.
Do we have any residual? Did we get rid of it a long time ago?
Well, we could purchase it.
You used it up, but you can purchase it.
I mean,
It's for sale in town
yeah,
at
honestly,
like a gold piece value.
yeah, if we could just like, I don't know, I could just buy some holy water just to have it on us, so we don't have to like make it when we do need it.
Well, I'm saying, hold on, let's adventuring gear. Oh, holy water costs 25 gold, so it's the same exact price. So
Cool. Yeah, I'll just buy the holy water. I'll buy 2 of them.
2 holy water, so that's 50 gold.
We're lucky that we're not in combat. That's like the third nat 20 I rolled.
That's about right.
Which means that we're in combat.
Now I'm ready.
That one.
And you called it the in between.
Yes.
And what's nice is you paid for the 2 different things separately. So it's going to be 45 days for each of them. And that will get you 8 rooms. Yeah, 45 days. So we have 45 days out before the in-between is finished. And then, just make sure that everything else he needs, because he did almost 1 there, so that was
Oh, and when you were talking about like those ascending stones for like our bastions, so then we could like do like orders and stuff.
if you want to change
How would that
orders
work?
and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay. Heard. I was thinking I could have one as like my ring doorbell. So if anybody comes to the bastion, I can just talk to them.
And you can do that if you purchase sending stones. Now, you could either purchase them or you can have them made. If somebody, I mean, technically Blotch could make them for you. If that's something you guys wanted to do.
Probably.
And
have
it
them
costs
make
200 gold, but it would take some time for him to make them.
Probably
But
cheaper than buying them.
it'd be cheaper than buying them. Again, Blotch is going to be gone for a couple days though, so
Yeah.
I mean he'd be back for half the time, so he'd have 10 days to make them. So what could he make in that time? Crafting magic items. Did I make it? So making an uncommon item, yeah, it would take him 10 days to make one, and it would cost him 200 gold piece.
10 days to make one set?
To make one set, yeah. They work as a pair.
Yeah.
So he could make one if you want, or, you know, it just depends on what it is.
Cicatrix and cast spells.
Hmm?
I said Cicatrix and cast spells. Doesn't cast anything.
You have
Not
that.
while I'm raging.
Yeah. That's fine. That was some of that. Just making sure I have this right. So that's that. So I need to take.
Oh, I forgot when we were doing it, you had disadvantage to maintain concentration on your damage blow when I hit you. Because I'm a mage slayer. Whoops. What about the other time? Because I hit you twice. Damn.
So it was an 18, 26.
Shit. Yeah, you're good concept. Still possible to fail.
Always possible to fail.
I got that set.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Chris has that great axe frenzy.
Critting with the hand axe frenzy was still.
It's the only weapon that I really crit with.
Ah, what's that?
Crit the kobold, I crit the necromancer, both with the hand axe. I'm really good at throwing hand axes.
When you're angry and
When
scared.
I'm angry.
Only when you're raging.
Okay, we're doing. $50, and that. And then that with that. 7 gold. 14 silver, which he's going to turn down to that. And 1 gold. So there. it's all set. So
It's the 26th, right?
Already.
Blotch is going to take. He'll have you guys purchase 150 gold worth of residuum for him to use in case he needs it for anything specific, any major things.
Oh, I'd probably. I would ask Blotch if it's okay that he continues making us healing potions,
If that's what you want me to do.
and then I will buy. How much is it to make a healing potion? How many herbs? How much herbs?
25 gold. The other thing he'll let you know, he's like, I also have the ability to bring you back to life shortly after you die. If you get in a situation like you did there, as opposed to having to get to you right before you die, I can get you back right after you die, as long as I get to you within 1 minute. But I need materials for that.
It's not a bad idea.
I need a diamond worth 350 or 300 gold piece, and every time I cast it, it's going to disappear.
Okay.
So
We should
one or two
probably
of
have at
those-
least one diamond for 300 gold piece.
You got two. Please do that. I can contribute 100 gold to that.
How much you thrown in?
I've got 24 copper pieces. Take it.
I'll spend 500 gold, and we'll get 2 diamonds worth 300.
2 300 gold piece diamonds. If you take that off, I will add them to his inventory.
Okay. And then I will buy 200 gold worth of herbs.
I'll swing with 200 for the herbs.
So we have 400 gold worth of herbs. So we don't really have to forage for healing potions like this.
Harvest blend of 17 herbs and spices.
You can still forge if it's easy enough on the way. Forge. Like we're building turrets.
Forge, like we're making of metal.
We're building our
I
our
need-
collection of herbs.
I need us to start traveling west and for something to attack us. Alright. 6 tricks.
So how many
a nat 20
gold
again?
worth of herbs?
Because apparently I can't
400
stop rolling
total.
at 20.
400 total?
Once it gets him.
I've been practicing my dice.
You be practicing your dice?
So that's
So when I crit with a great axe,
19
I'll do more
potions
than
he'll be able to
43.
make with the materials he has right now, without touching residuum.
That's 24, 32 damage. Wait, hold on. It was a crit. 20,
What are you critting on?
31. That was 63 damage. I crit on my witch bolt against him.
Now, are we hoofing it and walking the whole way? Are we? What are we?
Might as well.
You guys do have a wagon with a
have a
horse.
wagon.
If you want, you can take the horse-drawn wagon. Remember, having the wagon means that you guys can make things and do things while traveling as an option.
And it beats walking.
If you say so.
If you want.
Skinny legs.
Take the wagon. I'd rather stretch my legs.
Yeah. So we always need to make stuff on the road, so.
Take the wagon.
Yeah.
Night.
On loan from Magus. Let's see if we can't get it destroyed. Yeah, if something breaks, I can mend it. It'll be fine.
So since Magus isn't with us, who is our animal handler?
I am.
So you're gonna be riding there. Who else wants to ride the wagon? She said you want to be making stuff.
I don't need to make anything right now, so I'll be walking.
So remember,
Tough ride.
So remember, if you are in the wagon, I mean, technically you guys could all get in the wagon. You can be doing things like scribing scrolls and stuff like that while traveling. Just as an option. As long as you have the materials beforehand. And then You are
With a
adding
skeleton.
one skeleton to your rapport, I'm guessing? Since you have animate dead?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to have that continued used spell slot to keep a skeleton going?
When we get closer to our destination, yeah.
Are you doing more of a melee skeleton, or do you want one with a weapon or with ranged weaponry?
I'm doing the one with the crossbow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
That was.
I don't have a crossbow, but I have that.
one.
It's close enough.
Yeah, that works.
Still know that it's
I stay rise no matter what.
prepped for ranged attacking.
That one was
Sorry. Got a little too excited
looks like a
there.
puffball, and the main is just completely.
I mean, if you're not doing anything else with your third level slot, you can have it out as well.
Go a little too
You can
excited
pretty much
there.
just at the end of the day be like,
Or at the end.
the nice thing with that, because it lasts 24 hours, very end of the day before you rest, you can just be like,
Like, oh yeah.
I don't think I'm going to use this third level slot. Free assert control, you have until your next long rest, and take your long rest, have your slots back. So, kind of do that.
Hell yeah, dude.
As we're traveling, I'm going to preemptively cast Mage Armor.
And so it takes a bonus action to tell him to do something.
So just be follow me.
You could be like, follow us, and then that'd be fine. He'd follow the wagon.
Cool.
And then, but I'm saying, like, when you get into combat, like, so, like, if you want him to do something specific, it takes a bonus action to do that, and it also takes a bonus action to make him attack specifically, since he's your familiar.
Yeah.
But you can be like, bonus action, you attack the people attacking us, and it'll sit there and just start, plucking crossbow bolts at him. And then you can then every round after that be like, bonus action, also he attacks, and then bonus action, also he attacks.
Sweet.
So.
Sounds good to me.
Yes. But we head out, leaving from the in-between, I'm guessing. We easily could have met up there, since three of you guys kind of live there now, kind of. Oh, that's the one last thing I need to know before we also get set. You guys both also get 2 basic rooms, which can be whatever you want, or you can contribute to the place in general. The basic room options that you get are Wings of Flying and Robe of Stars. Nope, that's the wrong page. Definitely wrong page.
That really sounds right.
So
Like strip clubs.
you get 1 cramped facility and 1 roomy facility. The cramped facility will be 4 squares. So however you want to do it, but usually so your cramped is like just 4. And then your roomy is going to be 16. So 4 by 4 as opposed to 2 by 2. So you each get a cramped and a roomy facility. You can do multiple levels. You can stack things up. You can do it however you want. And then in addition to that, of course your arcane study is roomy. Your barracks is now vast. Your barracks, your library, and your garden are both roomy. In addition to that, you also have the storehouse and the workshop. Just 'cause I'm going to make sure this is all drawn up by next week, which are both roomy. And then you did a roomy parlor. And then you have a cramped bedroom that's just for yourself. Now the other facilities that you guys can add are bedroom, dining room, parlor, courtyard, kitchen, and storage. So you get a cramped and a roomy. And of course you guys can each have like your own bedroom, or it just depends on what you want to do.
Do a cramped bedroom.
Cramped bedroom.
So you guys just have little 10 by 10 bedrooms.
Yeah.
That works. So I'll have a bedroom for all of you guys.
You always safe freedom in between. Just be careful of all the guards that are walking around.
But yeah, what else do you guys want to add in? You can have dining room, kitchen, more parlor, courtyard, storage. What are you thinking? And then you get like stairwells and things like that in between as well. Stairwells, doors, windows, are all free. Hallways.
I'll probably just do some storage.
Do storage as well. Okay.
Something like that.
So you want to do? You have a bedroom. You can do dining room, parlor, courtyard, kitchen, or storage.
What's the parlor? What does that do?
Parlor is just kind of like an open area. Like that's what he's kind of using to make the bar.
Oh, okay.
A parlor is kind of like
Like a sitting area.
a sitting area. Yeah, like a den maybe.
No, I'll go with I'll go with the courtyard.
Courtyard. So you add a courtyard to this.
Epic. My skellies can roam free.
You
Yeah.
can throw parties and people can
Let
have
the-
free range.
Cool.
Hey, Darko,
That's
you let the
that
skeletons
adds
out?
a courtyard adds a lot of like dynamic to it. It wraps. So you have a really big barracks, an arcane study, courtyard, and a bedroom. Now, do you want to build out? Do you want to build up?
Oh, I'm building up.
So that's what I was kind of feeling like you're doing mage towers type stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I was thinking like you get your basic barracks and you have your arcane study, so you can literally have like your arcane study and then like the barracks and then like building up and making it vast and like your bedroom towards the top
Yeah, bedroom always at the top.
and then a nice courtyard in the front of it.
Pretty much.
So you're doing the
And
tower.
attached to it is my library and garden.
Now with your storage, bedroom, and library, garden's going to be mostly is obviously outdoors,
Right.
but that can be right off, kind of off the courtyard. With the your bedroom, storage, and library, are you looking to expand outwards? Are you looking to
Yeah,
build
I'm gonna
up?
build off of his tower. He's gonna have a tower. I'm gonna have a library and stuff.
So you're just going to build
Base
off
of
the
the
side.
tower.
Yeah.
Base tower.
So that works. Cool. Because I'll have that all drawn out, and I'll send some stuff, and you guys can be like, no,
It's gonna
change
look
that,
like
change
a
that.
couple of lumps with a tower. The in between.
Perfect.
What an architectural masterpiece. You seen How I Met Your Mother? Ted Mosby's boss at his architecture firm unveils his beautiful new architecture piece, and it's literally just like a giant
Fucking like penis building basically.
Oh.
With little like dome atriums at the base and literally like trees that are bushes around it. And they're like, that is penis.
Let's think about this.
The in between.
But nobody wants to tell the boss that he's a fucking idiot.
That's why I like Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah.
When he just like they're like, oh, like we're gonna get him in trouble, and he's just like tells them that, and then freaking he just gets promoted for it. Yep. He's just like, I'm so glad you told me. Yeah, cool. So we were traveling along. Skeletons can pretty much keep up.
They don't really get tired, so that's kind of the nice thing.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, moving along. As we travel, the very first thing that you guys are going to come across.
Trained in animal handling. I don't know if I can take 10 or anything, but I am trained in it.
It's more than I can.
If you're trained in it, then I'm not really making you roll to have a trained horse. Guide
Not-
wagon.
Yeah, it kind of knows how to do its thing.
It's a workhorse. It knows what's what.
So because you went
My
directly in
skill is
between, it will take 6 days to get there. So just because we did do 6 days, so we're going to do one roll real quick. So that's going to be one bastion turn at the end of that time. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to keep in the initiative that we were in. Cicatrix, go ahead and give me a percentile. See what happens in this first 5 days.
Heard. gonna be 93.
93. Request for 8.
All right, baby.
That's a good one. Your bastion is called to help a local leader. So some of the tribes to the south are calling in and asking for help. So how many defenders do you want to send?
Send them all. Let's go.
So you can send
Help our
12.
people.
So roll 12d6 for me. Remember, with the 12d6, you need to roll higher than a 10. There are better ones than these two. Like, there's some really good items that you could potentially get.
And it's better than 10.
Did better than 10. So then what's that total? Because I need to know that for the next thing.
30, 39.
39. So yeah, you make 3,900 gold as they go off and are defending.
Plus your 24 copper. Yes. But yeah, again, that's all the way up my base.
So your base can definitely start expansion
Yes.
if you want during that time.
Absolutely.
It can expand.
Sending stone.
Mm,
Let's go to a vast barracks.
yeah. They probably, I mean, you're talking
They're
to them
probably
daily, but
already
they're
fucking
like,
doing
the
it.
money shows up and they're showing up with the money, but like half of that money is also just like supplies that they're showing up with. Like, we're gonna expand.
We got this.
Like we know what he likes.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Clef, you leave town, and what happens at your base? Give me a percentile.
There it is. It disappeared. 53.
53. Oh, haha.
Oh.
As soon as we leave, goddamn.
So,
Can't leave you fuckers alone for a minute.
Nah, dude.
I need you to roll 66.
We've done this before.
Yeah, you roll this twice too. You have a 5% chance. So, you know. Any ones?
No.
No, hey, good. Nobody dies.
All
None
the
of the skeletons
survived.
die. An orc raiding party kind of comes from the north, thinking that they can come in and take out some of these. It's absolutely overwhelmed by the 25 skeletons that just pluck arrows into them and just freaking come running out and just tear them apart. And so
And that's why we
just
left
find
the
some orc
skeletons out in the
bodies.
courtyard.
That's it. Velnock, you're going to give me percentile.
Interesting way to roll D6s.
83.
66s.
Right.
Ace, 1 6, 2 3s, 3 2s.
Weird.
So you said 83?
83.
83. Ooh. I haven't had that one yet.
Well, this is gonna be good or bad. Hopefully good.
So while working in the area, they are working in, let's see, so you have the arcane, right? Yeah, you have the arcane study. They're working at the arcane study, and they accidentally make a potion or scroll of uncommon magic value. So if you want to look through all of the uncommon scrolls, so it's either a second, second, third level scroll.
Yep.
So any second level spell scroll, second or third level spell scroll, or any uncommon potion. So it can be like greater potion of healing, or it can be like any potion. But that'll be there. But look through that. Take your time. You don't have to worry about it until you get back. But they have a magic discovery.
So would that be green or blue?
Green.
Green.
So green scroll or potion. That was Velnock. Tarquin.
74.
74. Cool. Roll me a d4.
3.
You guys are gone, and a mercenary of a little bit of reputation shows up and is offering to give additional aid. He sees that these skeletons took out these orcs pretty handily, and is like, you guys have a pretty good setup here. I've worked a little bit with commanding undead, and he's willing to hang out and offer as additional Bastion Defender. He doesn't require a facility to house him, and he stays until you send him away or he's killed. So you guys now have one additional Bastion Defender at your base.
He's just like, this is a nice place to be.
So you have basically a bounty hunter there who's just kind of, he's like, yeah, I'm willing to help out and stay, and we'll see if any bounties come through here. He also kind of, he's like, I heard that a bounty got picked up from here a little bit ago, netted them 1,000 gold. So he's like, I'll stay here and see what I can't find.
We picked up a researcher. It was nice.
So he's fronting as a guard, and he's kind of working with the hireling to help kind of maintain and train the skeletons.
Yeah, this is just my guy. Though.
Guard patrol. But no, he's a Bastion Defender, so that's a nice option too. If something like that comes along, and you get that Bastion Defender, and then you get, a request for aid. Technically, you have a Bastion Defender. Granted, you won't be able to roll a 10, but
you can get half the gold value and lose him.
you can die and give you half the gold value. Yeah. One of your Bastion Defenders is killed. So, cool.
Potion of advantage.
Potion of advantage. Cool. So that's at your Bastion. So if you want to mark that, I added a barrel to my equipment, or you can add something like an airship or something like that. Add something random, and then just rename it whatever you name your Bastion. You can put magic items in there in your inventory, and just know that they're there, so you can pull them when you want.
That's fair.
I added a barrel and then named it after my Bastion.
Blotches Bash.
That's exactly what it's called.
They call it BB's F Shack.
Something like that.
We're just creating more NPCs that want to murder us.
I mean, you recognize those mercenaries too. Like the guys who came through were the guys you had found before, who were like, yeah, and like, well, we'll work for you if you need.
Cool.
Seems like, and it's kind of weird because they just showed up and they're like, yeah, no, we're here. We got called.
Fair enough.
I'm 3rd level. I have sending.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be doing all my plotting behind the scenes.
Hell.
Anyways, so you guys travel for 6 days. As we, one last thing, we'll figure out where we are as we arrive.
6 days, 6 nights.
6 days and 6 nights. That is true. That is how time works. There are days for nights. There's also days for days, literally. Why do they change? So we were there, and I traveled. Because I erased my timeline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 36. So this brings us in. You are arriving on, I said 36. The 31st day of quarter.
At Havenside?
You arrive at Havenslight. Absolutely.
33rd day?
kind of traveling past if there's anything you guys want to do. It's the 31st day.
31st.
So when you're arriving at the city of Haven's Light, which is the third dot, next one's River's Break, and then Legion's Foothold, and then Solaris. Haven's Light is you can kind of tell, it looks like a large series of walls built on top of like the ground itself actually looks a little bit heavier. It looks like it's some sort of like blessed stone. Like there's a large natural rock formation that this is built onto. But you've got these big walls that stand about 50 foot tall that surround the whole thing. And then there are different doorways entering into these different areas, and there's a road that wraps all the way around, same size as the road that goes across, so you're on the King's Road. And then there's a road that wraps all the way around this large city. In the middle, there's a giant temple known as Temple Celestia. And then there are walls that cross in. The exterior wall has guards posted along it. You're seeing a lot of Crown's Hand, but you're also seeing different clerics and paladin sorts. Around the road, you're seeing on patrol what look like probably paladins, maybe clerics together. All sorts of holy men. Some of them dueling as Crown Hand. They'll have the Crown's Guard, but you see a holy symbol hanging over top of it, or you see they have the tabard, but the tabard maybe has a big crest that it's pinned onto it with some god symbol, and they travel around. Currently, Storm's Blessing is open. The doors are open, and you watch as people are entering and exiting Storm's Blessing. The other places are closed down, and there's basically different cities set up. So the way Haven's Light works is there's a city for each god built together, and there's walls that seem to separate it off. Each city is built as basically a monument, a temple, and a dedication to the way of life for one of the gods. Temple Celestia seems to kind of honor it. You'll notice that on Temple Celestia, on this side here, there's a bunch of big torches all lit with what looks like probably magical flame, continual flame, things like that, all along Storm's Blessing, kind of lighting up this side. And then you'll see there's, in addition, there's walkways that go through. So there's stairwells that lead up to these along the walls. But there's these big walkways. You've got the Year's Walk, and then you've got the Season's Travel. And those walkways are big, 100-foot walkways. So it tells you how big this place is, but they're big walkways that go through that double as markets and stuff like that, and communication in between. There's guards posted, so what you're kind of noticing is as you're kind of walking in or walking along and seeing this, even if you don't go in, you'll notice that people are coming in and they're showing that they have the holy symbol of the god, or symbols of that god, and then they're allowed in. People who seem to not be worshippers of that god aren't necessarily allowed into the city outside of Storm's Blessing, which seems to be an open traveler, as during the month of Cord, everyone is viewed as sort of a worshipper of Cord. If there's any sort of investigations or anything we want to do, we can absolutely do it here. That being said, this is where we will call it for the day as you guys arrive at Haven's Light to kind of look over what you want to go through. And again, this isn't empty. All these are very intricate, drawn out city buildings and stuff like that. I had one of these and I started doing all the little buildings and it just looked like nothing. It was just like a blur, but
yeah, it's a bird's eye view.
But it's the basic roadmap of it. And then to the north, there's also another monastery known as the Blackfire Monastery, where you guys have kind of seen some material from. You guys saw the black powder weapon. So we've got all that, but we will pick up at Haven's Light next week. If there's any sort of investigation you want to do, anything you want to do with Storm's Blessings, you absolutely can. If not, we can always continue on down the road.
Right.
Cool.
Indeed.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We will pick up next week at Haven's Light. We'll see what kind of things are happening in the area. And then we'll see you guys then. Sweet.
Peace out. Those.
Okay, peace out.